Play with Mitch, Danon, and Kling on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Nobody in Kansas City has sports like 96.5 The Fan.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City, a 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game.
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's CDOT.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You are listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I did get a chance to talk to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. We're going to play that conversation for you coming up at 3:15. Keep it locked in right here at 3:15. We'll catch up with the three-time defending AFC Championship quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. He is going to be on the show coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. We got a lot of things to get into in today's show. I am very excited. October, for a lot of people, is the most exciting month for sports. We have baseball going on right now. We got the NBA about to start in a couple of weeks. We got college football. We got pro football. We got the WNBA. We got golf. The Ryder Cup just ended. Baseball playoffs, boxing, UFC pay-per-view this weekend. Any sport that you like, it is happening right now in the month of October. We are very excited to be here with you on 96.5 The Fan. My name is Carrington Harrison. Rob Brenton here with us, taking you up until 6 o'clock today. Josh Vernier is going to join us coming up in about 15 minutes or so. We're going to be joined by Josh Vernier, our Royals insider, to put a nice little bow on the baseball season. We'll get to that coming up momentarily, but I got to remind you guys of a couple of things. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. And number three, and this might be most important, I need you to remember that the open of the show is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place. If you're looking for a place to watch all of these exciting sporting events, well, then look no further to our friends over at The Other Place. Stop by, get yourself a good meal, get yourself a cold drink. You got the televisions going, you got the sports going, you got fun, excitement. Be sure to go check out our friends over at The Other Place. So I want to split the lead up today. We'll talk a little bit of baseball. Today is actually only the second day in baseball history. They've been playing baseball for a long time. Today is the second day in baseball history in which you have 3 elimination games happening back to back to back. So we're going to get that going here coming up in just a bit. But let's talk a little football. Let's talk about your Kansas City Chiefs. As I was getting ready for Thursday night football today between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams, I was taking a closer look at the injuries that the Rams have, or that the Niners have. And the Niners, they got a lot of people injured right now. A lot of the players that you know. If you remember, last year, the San Francisco 49ers outright missed the postseason after going to the Super Bowl. And in thinking more about this, it made me more appreciative of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mitch Holthus said this on our show a couple of days ago.
One, it makes you appreciate the Chiefs having 12 straight winning seasons, doesn't it? Think how hard that is based on what you just said. Because everybody seems to have a dip. There's a 7-10 in there, an 8-9.
When you think about what Mitch Holthus just said, it does really put into perspective. It puts into perspective everything with the Kansas City Chiefs. We make the comparison a lot between the Chiefs and the Kansas Jayhawks, for example, that a lot of other college basketball teams have seen a dip in performance. Duke has missed the NCAA tournament of somewhat recent note. North Carolina has missed the playoffs. Kentucky, they just changed head coaches. They've missed the NCAA tournament. The one program amongst all of them that has really just stood the test of time has been the University of Kansas and their basketball team. And the Chiefs have been very similar in a lot of different ways. The NFL chews teams up and they spit them out all the time. I mean, we've seen Baltimore miss the postseason pretty recently. I don't think they're making the postseason this year. We saw San Francisco go from a team that made the Super Bowl to now a team that missed the postseason last year and is heading into Thursday Night Football. I mean, they're not going to have their starting quarterback for this game. Their left tackle is not going to play in this game. Brandon Ayuk He has torn his ACL. They're not going to have their number 1 or number 2 wide receivers in this game. George Kittle is also out in this game. Like, this is not the San Francisco 49ers that the Chiefs went up against in the postseason just about 18 months ago. That is how quickly things have turned. And as you have seen turnover with the roster when it comes to Kansas City, you have never seen sort of a dip in quality or a dip in performance. The Chiefs have stayed the Chiefs. They have been that A-plus organization this entire time. They have been a playoff team. They've been a team that's dominated their division. They've been a team that have competed for championships through all of this. They haven't gone through the dips that a lot of these other teams have gone through. So as we watch Thursday Night Football and we look at a couple of teams who have recently gone to the Super Bowl, the Rams won one a couple of years ago. The Niners have been to, 2 of the last 6 Super Bowls. You look at a Niners team right now that we used to view as one of those elite marquee teams in the league. And I still think they are in a lot of ways, but it's hard to be that elite marquee team if you ain't got the marquee elite players who have been playing for you in recent memory because they're out with injury. So it is just a reminder that even though the Chiefs have seen very similar injuries, even though they've had players suspended like they currently do with Rashee Rice, things have never changed in Kansas City. This is the standard. This is the expectation. And we expect to go out and win and compete every single week. And that is exactly what the Chiefs have done since Patrick Mahomes has taken over as the starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to talk a little bit of baseball in the open as well. I was thinking this as I'm watching baseball last night and getting ready for baseball that's coming up here in a little bit. I said off the top, this is only the second day in baseball history in which you have 3 elimination games all going on the same day. When you think about it, there is nothing really close to it, to the excitement and sort of tension that the baseball playoffs provide. It's very different than football, very different from basketball, very different from any other sport that we watch. It's the game-by-game, pitch-by-pitch, decision-by-decision shifts that can happen throughout a baseball game. You can be down 3-1. Next thing you know, you get a walk, you get a double, the crowd gets back into it, and every single thing matters. I was thinking this. The baseball playoffs are like a really cool exclusive club. When you're in the club, man, it is an amazing time. They got bottles everywhere. They got sparklers. They got the pretty girls around. They got the mist. They got the best DJ you've ever heard. Like when you are inside the baseball playoff club, it's a pretty fun time. It's a pretty magical time. You want to go back to that place. Man, it stinks when you can't get in. It does. It stinks when you can't be a part of it. I think you could argue that the NBA is this way for a very different reason. But I'm not sure if there's something that we follow, that there is a more drastic difference in just quality, excitement, enthusiasm, drama, intrigue than the baseball regular season and the baseball postseason. Baseball is a very different game on a Tuesday in June than it is in a Tuesday in October. It's almost like it's not even the same sport. From the atmosphere, from the crowd, from the players, from the intensity, from the enthusiasm, from when you hit a home run. Football is kind of the same. The games get more important, but our interest and intrigue, the thrill of going to the games, I don't think it changes that much. We watch baseball in June very passively. You're on your phone, you're eating sunflower seeds, you're drinking a beer, you're talking, you're walking around. That is not the feel and tone of the atmosphere when you are actually in the building, when you're in the stadium, and you're watching these games. And as I'm watching the postseason, and we are now 10 years removed from when the Chiefs were not just in the club, they had the best table and best section in the club. Man, you really start to think, man, the baseball playoffs are really cool. They're really fun. I wish that the Royals were a part of it. They got a taste of it last year. They won the wild card round. They lost in the second round. And it should excite you that as the Royals were an over 500 team, man, they're not that far off from being allowed back into the club. You make a couple of moves, a couple of things here and there, and you can very easily find yourself as an 87, 88 win team, and you find yourself back into the most important games of the baseball season. Speaking of baseball, coming up in just a bit, we're going to be joined by Josh Vernier, our Royals insider, to put a bow on baseball season with the Royals. JJ Piccolo met with the media a couple days ago. Here's what he said about building a consistent winner in Kansas City.
No, that's the goal. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, sustain winning over a long period of time. So while we're not playing in playoffs this year, I think it's something to build off of. Q knows. I mean, the last couple of weeks, every night, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. Like, we need to have a winning season. Winning on Sunday, it wasn't like the ultimate goal, but I was really proud that we went out and played the way we did on Sunday to finish with a winning record, because we know there's not a big difference between an 80 and 82 win team, like the talent, the execution, whatever happened, and an 82 and 80 win team. But at least we can hold our heads high and walk into next year thinking about how do we get better, how do we build on this. So it's 2 winning seasons in a row. And we believe it's the start of many winning seasons in a row. I think we're all going to come back to I don't want to say there was not motivation, but a more motivated group, because we didn't make the playoffs. There's going to be more of a chip on their shoulders to prove that they belong in the playoffs. I don't think these guys are real happy that we're 80 and 82. Like, that's not what they're talking more about, not making the playoffs.
That was J.J. Piccolo, the general manager of the Kansas City Royals, and we'll see this offseason what the Royals can potentially do to find themselves back into the club of teams that can make the baseball postseason. It's certainly a exciting time in the sport, and it's a little disappointing that the Royals are not a part of those teams. Coming up on the other side, we'll be joined by Josh Vernier. Keep it right here. It's 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Tune in Mondays at 4 to hear the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at Depend.com.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall, did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's morning lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, it's Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the show. Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by our Royals insider, Josh Vernier. Vern, I'm happy that you're on the show. I'm a little bit sad because I don't know if you'll be on the show for quite some time after this, man. It feels like this is the end of the road for us in the 2025 season.
Yeah, I think you've said that each of the last 4 times I've come on, so we'll see.
Why are you trying to play me like that, Vern? You know what I'm this. Why can't
why
you
trying to
hold
keep
this
kicking me
sentiment
off
with me?
every time I come on? Either have me on or don't. What are we talking about here?
Right now, we're joined by our Royals insider, Josh Vernier. Vern, I was just talking about this right before you popped on. The baseball playoffs feel like a really fun club that, man, when you're in there, you're having such a great time. And then when you don't go to the club and then you see everybody on Instagram and you see them having a good time, you remember how fun it was to go. I miss being in the baseball playoffs.
Well, I've still enjoyed every pitch of it, man. I've been locked in. And again, you're just raising the issue that plagues baseball is you're a fan of your team, and that's about it. But yeah, anyone that likes the game of baseball, I think, has been highly entertained by the past 2 days.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Who do you like today? All of the home teams are favorites in today's game. Do you give any of the road teams a chance to steal one?
Yeah, I would say Boston probably the best chance of the 3. You know, Jack Flaherty has me nervous with the Tigers. Yu Darvish would worry me if I'm the Padres, but you do have a pretty loaded bullpen, a bullpen that's been used quite a bit over the past 48. So, yeah, if I was betting, I'd go Guardians, Cubs, and, yeah, if you're going to take a plus money bet, give me those Boston Red Sox.
I feel like, well, I mean, I know this for a fact. If this happened in football where a team collapsed the way that the Tigers did, where they had such a commanding lead in the division, and then they found themselves as a wild card team going on the road, that'd be the number one story in sports. I don't think people are really talking nearly enough about the fact that just 1 month ago today, the Guardians were 68-69. Now they're hosting a deciding game in the playoffs. What a wild turn of event for both of these teams.
And I think the reason it's not the biggest story is because of what happened with the highest paid ball club in baseball history with the New York Mets and the fact that they, you know, were 20 some odd games above 500 and they missed the postseason completely. And of course, them being in New York is much more meaningful than whatever's going on in Detroit. As you've seen, every game of this series has opened up the action. It's a noon start. Today, that game just starting at 2 o'clock. So, Yeah, Detroit and baseball, the middle of America baseball isn't normally going to penetrate nationally. The Mets did. The Mets also with a pretty epic collapse, especially when you look at the names in that lineup. Now, Detroit's is certainly more historic, but the Mets has garnered more attention.
All right, Vern, let's talk about the Kansas City Royals here. What did you make of J.J. Picollo in his exit interview a couple of days ago?
I was actually, more impressed with, or what stuck with me out of that press conference was Matt Quatraro. I was really impressed with the way that he owned it, and not in the throwaway way where all managers are going to sit there and, it starts with me, but I'm talking specific examples of where Q thought he should have and could have and will do a better job moving forward. He also called it a step back. I love hearing that about an 82-win season, calling that a step back. That's what you want. So, JJ said everything that I would expect him to say. You don't really commit to anything. You leave everything up in the air to interpretation. But the way that Q continued to raise the bar of this organization was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I'm curious to get your thoughts on, I think a lot of fans wanted to see changes, at least when it came to the hitting department of things. It sounds like the Royals are going to bring back their hitting coach from last season. I don't think that's a very popular opinion amongst fans. I think the Royals have shown that they are going to be loyal, that they're going to stick with their guys. Do you agree with the decision to continue, I guess, with business as usual when it comes to the hitting department?
Well, I don't know if it is business as usual. Again, there were 3 hitting coaches, the director of hitting development within the organization in the minor leagues. That position is still up in the air. Someone wanted a head to roll, I guess. Alex Zumwalt turned into the guy with the crosshairs on him, to the vocal minority on social media. No, I'm glad that the Royals didn't give in, because that reflects a clubhouse, or at least a certain faction of the hitters that like Alex Zumwalt. Because if, guys like Bobby and Salvi and Vinny and Michael were saying to JJ and to the higher-ups, no, this guy's not helping us. They vouch for him. They want him around. So I'm glad that the Royals are listening to their players, to the other coaches, listening to the people that actually matter rather than, because let's be honest, the Zumwalt stuff started, for most people, in May, right? Really came to its height in June. But you really didn't hear much of the complaints in the second half. So to me, it's just cherry picking on the most, for most people that are complaining.
How do you think that the Royals can carry over what they accomplished in the second half of the season? We don't have to talk about it. They got off to an incredibly slow start in the first 81 games of the season. That was not the case in the second half. If they had performed offensively in the second half, in the first half, they would have made the playoffs and probably have won their division. How do you think they can carry that over into next season?
You just have better players. That was the difference. What changed for the offense after the All-Star break was Adam Frazier brought better at-bats than MJ Melendez. Mike Yastrzemski brought better at-bats than Hunter Renfroe and Nick Lofton and some of those John Raves and the rookies that you were putting in the lineup for the first 100 games of the season. So have a better team, right? Have a healthy Michael Massey. Have Jonathan India split time if he's ever out there at second base. I mean, I don't want to see that, but if he has to, he better not be your everyday second baseman. I can't watch him boot the ball there anymore. But yeah, it just comes down to having a better 1 through 9. Jack Caglione, Carter Jensen obviously need to either continue their strong finish or make a strong start to 2026 if you're Cags. But to me, it really just came down to talent and execution, right? Early on in the season, Salvi had some tough luck. Bobby and Vinny weren't as clutch as they were a season ago. They were still good, but they weren't among the best. So execution and talent, to me, is the biggest difference. As far as carrying anything over, CDOT, you've been through that long enough, man. You remember those Hunter Dozier, Edelberto Mondesi runs at the end of September. What happens at the end, to me, really doesn't have much carryover into the next season.
You mentioned improving the rest of the roster. That's certainly going to be a major talking point for you, for everybody, heading into November and December. I've kind of identified left field, right field, DH. Those were three positions that they got below average offensive production last year. Do you think that's a free agency move for that team? Is that a trade for this team? How do you think they bolster the lineup?
Well, I think you have your DH and your right fielder already in-house, right? We all like Carter Jensen, so if he's in the lineup, Salvi's your DH. If Salvi's behind the dish, I want Carter Jensen in the lineup. So there's your DH. Jack Caglione's your right fielder. To me, the spot is a right field platoon in left field. A right-handed platoon bat for left field. Someone like the injured Lane Thomas, who's currently with the Cleveland Guardians. He'll be a free agent this offseason. I think a platoon of him and Michael Massey. Maybe you want to find a right-handed platoon bat for Kyle Isbell in center field. And then you go with Michael Massey and Jonathan India at second base. So to me, the two things that I want to see this team add this offseason is, well, what I just mentioned, a right-handed bat for left field. And then I want a veteran to return of sorts, whether that's Luke Maile, Adam Frazier, or someone cut from that cloth, someone that can calm the waters in April and May just in case everything goes haywire. They were missing that this season, and I think J.J. Piccolo learned his lesson. I don't care that Salvi has a captain, right, has that C on his chest. I don't care how much Bobby makes or how great Vinny's voice is. There's something to be said about that veteran presence that is being forced out, not only in Major League Baseball, but you see it in the NBA as well. Those vets, those guys that take the youngsters and teach them what it means to be a pro. I think that was missing in the first half of the season, and I'm hoping it's there for the first half next year.
Could you see the Royals doing something drastic? I don't want to use the term surplus, but it seems like they have certainly enough starting pitching that they could probably afford with trading one of those to go get impact bats, so to speak. Do you think this organization is looking to make one of those moves?
Yeah, if it benefits them, right? If it's a win, I don't think you're parting with, well, they did it last year with Brady Singer. I wasn't a fan of it then, but to me, you can't trade a pitcher if you, in my opinion, in a trade that you think is pretty balanced. If I'm trading a starting pitcher, I want to feel like I'm crushing this trade. And I understood what they wanted out of Jonathan India last year, but 2 years of India for 2 years of Singer, man, that if you would have told me 3 years of India for 2 years of Singer, I could have gone for that. But to me, when you have a pitching surplus, as you call it, you hold the cards. And to me, you got to come begging. And you got to pay a little bit more if you want what is the most valuable asset in the sport. So could they? Certainly. Now let's look at the options. Seth Lugo, you're trading him for pennies on the dollar, so I think that's off. To me, Michael Wacha's the rock of this rotation. Cole Reagans is the most talented arm in the rotation, so I think those three are off the table, which leaves Bubic, Kolek, Burgert, and Cameron. Well, Burgert and Bubic ended the season on the IL. So if I'm another general manager, I'm not making an over-the-top offer for someone that I'm not sure is going to be able to pitch for me for a full 6 months next season. So I'm not willing to trade an arm for pennies or nickels or dimes on the dollar. So to me, those two guys are off the table. And that leaves Noah Cameron and Stephen Kolek. Stephen Kolek to me is a number 4 and number 5. Okay, I'll move him for a outfield bat, a platoon-type bat. I think you could make something like that work. 6 years of Noah Cameron, man, I'm really going to have my socks blown off if I'm going to part with something like that. So could they go that route? Yes, but as we've learned this season, just when you start to acknowledge and celebrate your pitching surplus, a few elbows start to bark, and all of a sudden you're trading away Freddie Fermin to piecemeal back together a rotation.
Right now, we're talking to our Royals insider, Josh Vernier, for a few more minutes here, getting his thoughts, kind of putting a bow on the Royals season. I want to go back to something you said just a little bit, and maybe this is just unavoidable, and I don't want to feel unrealistic, but I don't want to see the Royals sort of go into next season where their team is largely the same and they're in a position where they're hoping for Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione to sort of figure it out, and that's the offensive improvement that they make. I want to see them be proactive and go out there and possibly spend a little bit of money, make a trade to kind of do something that'll kind of that would kind of put them in the position. I felt like one of the things that went wrong for this year was we all kind of counted on getting a certain thing from Jack Caglione. It became kind of clear they weren't going to get it, and they were just kind of stuck on what they wanted to do in the outfield. I'm fine if it's Caglione plus one of those veterans that you mentioned out in left field going with, but I would really like to see them add a little bit more of a sure thing in the outfield.
Well, first of all, I don't think, and I know they didn't, and I don't think Royals fans went into the season banking on Jack Caglione. This team went into the season last year banking on Massey, Melendez, and Hunter Renfroe. Those guys all blew up. No one else was able to pick up the slack, and this team was forced into calling up Jack Caglione. Now, did they need to call him up as early as they did? Could they have waited a few more weeks? Possibly. And who knows in a few years if we're looking back on that decision with regret. But to your point about Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione, I don't see how this team makes a move this offseason where you're bringing in someone with a higher upside, even in 2026. You know, forget how young they are and how great Carter and Cags could be, but even in 2026, you know, what type of bat or what type of contract are you believing this team will sign? Like, you know the upside of a Jack Caglione. You talked about it all off. You know, you've heard everyone tell you about it all last year. You saw what Carter Jensen can do in the month of September. So are you telling me you're expecting this team this offseason to bring in someone better than what we believe those two players to be?
Right now,
like someone that's going to hit in the 5 spot. Is that what you're telling me? Because yeah, to me that seems pie in the sky.
Yeah, to me a 5 hitter I think is maybe a little unrealistic, but I mean I would say a consistent 6 and 7 hitter. And maybe your answer is what you just said. They improved the back half of their lineup over the course of the season. But man, I felt like once you got past 5 and 6, I felt like it was a wasteland for their offense.
Well,
and
number one was a wasteland. That's what they banked on. Jonathan India was awful this season, and they stuck with him in the leadoff spot for way too long.
Right now, we're talking to our guy, Josh Vernier, joining us on the show today. Vern, what does an offseason look like for you? Are you watching the baseball playoffs? Or are you just kind of keeping up with free agency? Like, I think everybody has a good idea of what your day-to-day is during the baseball season. It's pretty formulaic. Baseball is formulaic. But now you just got a lot more free time. What does an offseason look like for you?
Like baseball-wise or
life?
Like as far as, yeah. Well, I mean, I live it, go about it, you know. Keep to myself. But, yeah, I watch the baseball playoffs. I watch football. I watch basketball. I'm a big-time sports fan. So, yeah, I do that and get to see a bunch of people in the offseason that I don't get to see all summer. So, very much looking forward to it.
A lot of people are going to stay up tonight for the new Taylor Swift album. What was, like, the thing, the video game, the album, that just you couldn't wait for it to come out?
Man. Oh, boy. I don't know. Again, to me, I was always just a sports nerd. So, like, the night before a Super Bowl, night before I was a big 49ers fan with Steve Young back in the day. So, before those NFC title games against the Cowboys, wouldn't be able to sleep before that. So, yeah, man, I've been a sports nerd my entire life. So, it's always something like that.
Vern, you know what I'm not
going to go into the game with the old man the next day. It's stuff like that.
Vern, you know what? I'm not going to say this is the end. I'm just going to assume that you're going to be on the show next week because the Royals do something special.
Wow. We got to talk to the bosses. We got to do something different.
Okay, that is our guy, Josh Vernier, joining us on the show. Vern, I appreciate you, my man.
All right, buddy.
Absolutely. That is our guy, Josh Vernier, joining us on the show. Always appreciate catching up with our guy, Josh Vernier. Certainly a lot to get into this offseason for the Kansas City Royals. Let's switch gears. Let's talk a little bit of NFL right now. I got my eye on the American League wildcard game between Detroit and Cleveland. It is 0-0 in the bottom of the second, so we'll certainly keep you updated on some scoring developments in that one. But right now, no one has scored right now in the American League wildcard game between the two foes in the American League Central, the Tigers and the Guardians. Rob, I would say that there are 6 teams in the league that right now I would put them in my, I don't know category. I mean, I think I know what Buffalo is, right? I think I know what Philadelphia is. I think I know what teams are on the negative side. Like, I got a pretty good idea. There are 6 teams that right now I would say, I just don't know. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like right now people are really stuck on what to do with the Steelers because I actually think the Steelers have played pretty well so far this season, but it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know that they can get off to a really good start and then almost at a moment's notice, things can just completely fall apart. Now, if you're looking at the way that the schedule can break down for them, they got Cleveland at home. They got Thursday Night Football next week coming up against the Cincinnati Bengals, which sounds like an absolutely miserable game to watch on television. Steelers-Bengals on Thursday Night Football with Al Michaels is already asleep thinking about getting ready for that game. But we could be looking at a scenario in which Pittsburgh is 5-1 heading into Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know if anybody would take them very seriously. I would put the Pittsburgh Steelers pretty firmly in my, I don't know category. Rob, do you feel differently about Pittsburgh? Do you feel like you have a good hold on what they are? Or are you kind of there with me of anything is possible with them?
I kind of am there with you, but I also tell you, isn't this what the Steelers do every year? Like, we can name the seasons year by year, and we can point to, hey, the Steelers started 5-1 or 6-2. Remember that last year they had that big win. T.J. Watt had all those sacks. They smoked the Chargers in Pittsburgh, and we were like, oh, Russell Wilson may have found the fountain of youth, and they beat the Jets on national television. I was like, oh, watch out for the Steelers. They finished 9-8. Year before that, hey, maybe the Steelers might be something. They're doing it without a quarterback. They're getting the most out of Kenny Pickett. 9-8. Remember that year? It was a COVID year. They started undefeated. They weren't 9-8. They started, 10-0, 11-0. It was like, oh, my goodness, are the Steelers back? Ben Roethlisberger, here we go. They played in the wild card weekend. They lost at home. Like, I feel like I'm with you. I don't really know what they are, but I feel like what they are is what they always are. They're a team that starts hot, and then the leaves start to change. The games get a little colder. You more reliant on quarterback play. The advanced analytics start to show regression is coming. Regression comes. They end up 9-8. We applaud Mike Tomlin for going 9-8 with a roster that didn't have a great quarterback or an old quarterback or whatever. They play in the wild card round. They lose on the road. And then people in Pittsburgh come on the show like Pony or whoever, and they say there's frustration with Mike Tomlin in town. And then people in the text line say, why? All he does is go to the playoffs every year. I don't know they're all that different than they usually are. It's just we're in that phase of they're starting hot. They just have a different quarterback starting hot.
I will say this when it comes to Pittsburgh, if there is a team that I think could just use a little bit of energy in their run game, I think Pittsburgh is at the top of the list. I know Kenneth Gainwell played well in their last game, but I think their run game leaves a lot to be desired. And as the weather starts to change, you're going to need to rely on that run game and that defense a little bit more with an older quarterback. I don't know if their run game kind of leads themselves to that. So if there's a team that I think could really use a shakeup in their room, I think Pittsburgh's near the top of the list. Keeping it in the AFC with a couple of teams that right now I don't have a good grasp on. One of them is the Chiefs' Monday Night Football opponent against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think I know what the Colts are. I think the Colts are going to win that division. I think the Colts I think they're a good team, and I use good in air quotes. I think they're fine. I think they're going to win double-digit games, and they're going to lose in the first round. Every year there is a team like the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not really sure what Jacksonville is. I could end up being wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville won 11 games or 7 games. It feels like either one is possible to me when it comes to them. So I've got them in that category. I would say the Broncos are in that exact same category as well. I think the Broncos are one of the better teams in the AFC, even though they're 2-2 right now. I mean, I haven't been overly impressed with them. I know they beat up on Cincinnati, but that seems par for the course. I still can't get over the game that they lost to the Indianapolis Colts earlier on in the season. So I just think we need a little bit more time with them. They got the Eagles on the road this week, so we'll see if they can be the first team to knock off that Eagles team in a long time. And then the schedule kind of opens up for them. They got the Jets, Giants, and Cowboys and Houston after they play the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's a little bit of a runway for the Broncos to look up and be 6-3 whenever the month of September is completely done. They got a chance of being, at least from a record standpoint, one of the better teams. I don't know about them. And then I look to the NFC. There's 3 teams, Washington, Green Bay, and Seattle. I thought that Green Bay pretty firmly looked like the best team in the NFC after week 1 of the NFL season. And then I got a chance to see their defense play more, and I don't know. I mean, I think that offense can score, but then they don't score against the Browns, and then they score 40 points against the Cowboys, and their defense gives up 40 points to the Cowboys. There might not be a more hot and cold team right now in the league than the Green Bay Packers. Washington, some of that is just injury-related. And Seattle, I think I might have just been wrong on Seattle. They might actually be one of the better teams in the NFC. We'll see. So I have 6 teams right now in my, I don't know. I'm just not 100% sure. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, Denver, Washington, Green Bay, and Seattle. Coming up in about 45 minutes, we'll be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Keep it right here, so drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bud Light and Tanners are teaming up to make every college game day legendary. Every Saturday, rep your college team, catch every play, and enjoy $15 buckets. Only at Kansas area Tanners locations. Bud Light and Tanners. From the stands to the bar, your game day headquarters.
At Casey's, we're too nice to say no. So when someone asked for a free frozen drink, we said sure. Then they said every Friday all summer, and well, now we're giving away free medium frozen drinks every Friday. Free frozen Fridays with Casey's Rewards. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. See store for details.
Every day, people in pain are taking control of their health and looking beyond traditional medicine. And that's exactly why QC Kinetics is helping so many people right now. If you're dealing with chronic joint pain, listen up. There are real options beyond steroids, surgeries, and meds. At QC Kinetics, patients are getting lasting relief using cutting-edge regenerative treatments that work at the cellular level. We're talking about revitalizing your joints using growth factors from your own body. It's simple. There's no hospital stays, no surgery, and no downtime. So if your knees, back, or shoulders hurt all the time, don't settle. Be smart. Don't let anyone tell you that surgery is your only choice. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation and exercise your freedom to look beyond the same old solutions. Thousands of people across the country are already living better thanks to QC Kinetics. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Saturday appointments available off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. If you're in the market for a new home or looking to sell your home, you need to contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And with so much inventory coming on the market, buyers have choices. The Sharp Homes team helps you stage, photograph, and present your home so its qualified buyers remember and want to fight to buy your home. Contact Dawn and her team via Google. You can just Google Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team. And start packing.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEBNOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
This afternoon, expect sunny skies with a high of 88.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you right now. The game is tied between the Tigers and the Guardians. It is the top of the third inning, so not a lot of offense in this one, but we'll see what happens. Top of the third, Tigers and Guardians. Both of those teams have no runs. Rob, it is still crazy to look and see. I mean, it is the top of the third inning. It is a 0-0 game. And the Guardians have someone warming up in the bullpen, and their starter has thrown 46 pitches. You want to talk about how much baseball has changed in our lifetime. I'm not really sure if there's a bigger change than that. I mean, their starter has been good, hasn't really gotten in trouble, great velocity. I mean, at the moment of any sign of trouble, he has no chance of getting himself out of it. I mean, he might throw 65 pitches in this game. And it is just going to be a bullpen game the rest of the way. It is just very, very different than what I think you and I are used to when you're sitting here watching a playoff game. It's the top of the third inning. The starter hasn't really been in any kind of trouble, and they already have somebody up in the bullpen ready to go. He just gave up another single, and now there's runners on first and third with one out in the top of the third inning. I'm not sure if he finishes the inning with the way that this thing is going.
I mean, he might not face another at-bat, but I also feel like some of that is, you're right, just the change in baseball. Some of that's what you opened the show with, though. Like, you remember last year at the Royals, or like when the Royals were in the midst of their run in 14 and 15, things are just more angsty for everyone, not just fans, but managers. Giving up one run in a game like this feels like, it could be cataclysmic. So, yeah, it's the starter, the opener, and the whole deal. By the way, he is being pulled. He's being yanked out. We're talking about it. But, like, you can't afford to give up one. Like, these games are won in the margins. So, I think that's just playoff baseball in a nutshell.
You can't afford to give up one. It's 0-0. He's thrown 47 pitches. There's still a double play possibility. We're not even willing to roll the dice to see what potentially happens in this one. No, you got to come out of this game almost immediately. So already a pitching change in that one. The Guardians are removing their starting pitcher from the game. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to talking about football. We'll get back to talking about the Chiefs more specifically. Patrick Mahomes is going to be on the show coming up at 3:15. So you don't want to miss what the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs has to say. All right, we have seen 1 month of the revised new rules of the kickoff. Are you guys fans of it? 913-586-7965. It's funny because I don't know if I could explain the kickoff rules. Like, I understand the basic premise of the kickoff rules. You got to try to kick it into the landing zone. I couldn't really tell you all the rules 100% on what happens if you don't kick it out, if you do, if it lands out of the zone, what if you touch the ball in the end zone and then you try to return it and then you don't try to return it. I still think the rules are a little bit confusing, but I don't think you can at least deny this part of it. It certainly has made the play more interesting, and if you are a team that's looking to kind of give your offense a boost, you can now do it through special teams where you couldn't really do that before the kickoff rules. Now, teams would just kick the ball out of the back of the end zone. You were going to start the drive at the 20-yard line, and you didn't really get an opportunity to make a big play in special teams. Now that you're essentially forced to kick it to them, and now you got to cover, you got to try to go down the field and tackle, man, you can break one tackle. All you need to do is make one guy miss potentially, and you can give your team the ball on the 45-yard line where you give yourself an opportunity to, with one pass play, you can be in field goal range. It is a massive advantage for the receiving team in this. Now, I'm going to bring back an idea that you guys kill me for every single time I do it is, we have now heavily incentivized the kickoff for the receiving team, right? Like it's heavily incentivized. What if you're the kicking team and you don't want to kick the ball off? What if you want to try to keep possession? You can't do a surprise onside kick. If you want to do an onside kick, you don't really have a great percentage chance of trying to recover it. If you want to find some balance in this thing, if you have right now, the kickoff rules are heavily weighed towards the receiving team. We have just made it quite easily. It is easier now to return a kick. Why is it not easier for you to try to keep possession then? Why is it not easier for if you have to be the team that does the kickoff? Why do you not have any opportunity in trying to keep possession of the football? This is why I have been saying we need to radically change the onside kick. If we're going to reimagine the kickoff for the offensive side, we have to reimagine it for the kicking team too. It only seems fair to me to do it that way.
So to answer your question, I think it depends on what you're looking for out of 1 month the kickoff rule. The kickoff rule has accomplished exactly what Roger Goodell wanted it to accomplish. That is a play you can no longer skip. You no longer be like, oh, I got a bathroom break coming up, or oh, it's a good time to get a drink, or hey, go get another plate of food, or if you're at the stadium, hey, I don't mind if I missed it. Roger Goodell has made that play viable. So in that regard, 1 month in, it's worked. I personally don't like it because of what you said. We have, at every turn, slanted the rules toward offense. And now, if you kick it out of the end zone or you kick it into the landing zone and you get a good kickoff return, you're 1 first down away from points. Like, you look at these games and how good these kickers are, in the blink of an eye, you feel like, well, they're in scoring distance. Now, 3 versus 7, still that part of football exists. But for Roger Goodell, it's a win because people are watching the play. But for, like, the competitive balance of the sport, I don't know. It's better, but it's working to get me to watch the kickoff.
I don't have a problem with that being the case. My point, more than anything, is we have radically changed extra points. Extra points are different than they were 5 years ago. It was a nothing play. And now we have made it into a something play, right? It is certainly a more interesting play now. We have done the exact same thing with the kickoff, right? We've done the exact same thing. Why are we now so slow to then do something with the onside kick? Why have we just basically accepted that if your team is down 10 with 3 minutes to go in the game, even if your team has the ball, your team doesn't realistically have a chance to get back in this game? That you're going to need a miracle to get back in this game, right? If your team is down 10 with the football and driving, let's say you got one timeout, you need a miracle to give yourself a chance to win the game. Well, if we have lowered the curve on everything else, why are we not willing to do it when it comes to the onside kick? I will continue to be the one person that beats the drum, at least when it comes to this. We need to change the way that we do onside kicks. Either go back to the old way of doing it where you had about a 25% chance of getting it, or make it an offensive play and let's just eliminate it. Make it an offensive play. Run a 4th and 15, you run one play, and yes, we'll have to tinker with it the same way we tinker with the rules with everything else, but we have figured out a way to make this thing work. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to the NFL. Let's talk a little bit of baseball here, Rob. I know we're up against it. The Tigers, they have now scored. It is 1-0 against the Cleveland Guardians in the top of the 3rd inning. They're in a little bit of trouble here with a runner on 2nd and 3rd. We'll see if they can get themselves out of this. I don't know if people really paid super close attention to how the Guardians were basically eliminated a month ago. Like, not even a month ago in hyperbole. I mean, like a month ago in real time. 1 month ago today, on September 2nd, the Guardians were 68-69. The Guardians, I'm sure, were getting ready for the offseason and making their offseason plans. And as fans of Cleveland, you were starting to look ahead to, no. From that point on, from September 2nd until now, The Guardians have been the hottest team in baseball. They won the next day, and then they went on an incredible tear where they went from 69-69 to 84-71. I mean, they went on an incredible tear that in order for a comeback to happen, it takes two things to happen. It takes you playing out of your mind. It also takes the other team collapsing a little bit. We saw both of those things happen, and now the Guardians, they are the home team in the American League wild card. They just got off the field with the strikeout. It is just 1-0 in that game. We'll see if runs are going to happen for the Guardians, who have currently been shut out through the first 3 innings of the game. We'll continue to keep you updated on what's happening in the baseball playoffs. Coming up on the other side, we'll get back to the Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes. I got a question. Are the Chiefs better or worse than you expected? Is the division better or worse than you expected? We'll answer that question next. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot means that you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores either the first or the last touchdown in the game, then you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to take a shot at the jackpot. Remember my promo code KFNZ for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost hosting on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Can help us your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at depend.com.
Football season's in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. And you can select entries and win money right now, today, in the state of Missouri. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get all your entries right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I love combining selections from multiple games into one entry. That's how I play on the Underdog app. So download the Underdog app today and sign up with promo code BOB to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hey guys, did you know that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, which makes it the perfect time to get screened? The 5-year survival rate is nearly 100% when caught early. Men over 50 or 45 if African American or with a family history should talk to their doctor about screening. Here's why screenings are important. PSA blood tests are quick and simple. Screenings can detect prostate cancer before symptoms appear. Early detection means more treatment options and better outcomes. Some prostate cancers grow slowly, others are aggressive, so early detection is vital. Prostate cancer is the second deadliest cancer for men, but when caught early, the survival rate is nearly 100%. Don't wait. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC-FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we are going to play our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. He usually joins us on Wednesdays at 3:15, but the Chiefs have a little bit different schedule this week with them on Monday Night Football, so he's coming on Thursday. We'll play that for you here coming up in just a bit. So I'm not going to give you guys the out of saying, well, they're exactly what I thought they were going to be, because that's boring. I've got two questions. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs, Rob. Text line 913-586-7965. Are the Chiefs better or worse than you expected them to be so far through the first month of the season? Are they better or worse than you expected?
For me, if you're going to take the out of the picture in the lazy way and say, oh, they're the exact what I expected, I think they are slightly worse than I anticipated at this point in the season. Now, I think that is largely because of health. When we went through in the offseason, we looked at their schedule back in May, and everyone's healthy in May, you start looking at it, and I felt like at this point in the season, they're probably 3-1. I don't know I would have identified the one as, Philadelphia, LA, or even Baltimore at the time, but I thought they were a 3-1 team. So if you're going to be 2-2 at the 4-game mark, I think you are slightly worse than anticipated. However, I will put the major caveat, when I thought they'd be 3-1, I thought they would have Xavier Worthy not get hurt on the first play of the game in a weird ran into your own guy situation, and the offense went from explosive to mediocre in the blink of an eye. But they are slightly worse this point in the season than I anticipated them being, but that is largely due to health.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't really disagree with anything that you said. I mean, I think you have to say slightly worse, and I think that's the reason that I think you are. I think there are certain individual things about their team. Like, as a whole, I think the answer has to be worse. Like, I didn't think they were going to start 0-2. I'm not sure if they've beaten a good team yet. Like, I think if you were going as the collective, I think your answer has to be worse for the reasons that you gave. There are some things that they are better at. They are in a much better situation at wide receiver than I had anticipated them being. Their defensive line is also not as good as I thought it was going to be coming into the season. Their secondary, they maybe have more depth than I had anticipated at the very beginning of the year. I do think there are certain individual things that you can kind of point to with this team, but I just think as a whole, for what you just said when it comes to Xavier Worthy, it's just kind of hard to argue at 2-2 that they've kind of exceeded my expectations. But I think now that they are at 2-2, especially coming off how they played on Sunday against the Ravens, I think you're ready to kind of just, hey, exhale a little bit. Hey, they're in a good spot still. You got Jacksonville. I don't think any of us have a good understanding of how good Jacksonville is. I think we'll know Monday at around 9:30, 10 o'clock Central. I think we'll know how good we feel the Jacksonville Jaguars are. You got a coin flip game at home against the Lions. You'll either be a slight favorite or a slight dog in that game, but that's a really, really good team. At that point, you'll get Rashee Rice back. You got Vegas at home. You got the Commanders at home. Those are two games which you should be favorites in, and you should be playing with a little bit of momentum heading into the Buffalo Bills. I do think that they look like they were potentially steering towards something very dangerous if they had lost that game, but the fact that not only did they win, but they played by far and away the best game that they played this season, even though they're not at where you thought they were going to be from a record standpoint, you feel like they're in a really good spot.
You know, it's funny, and this is very much to your point. If you had told me in August, July, June, May, whatever, going backwards in the calendar, hey, Rob, the Chiefs are going to be 2-2 on October 2nd, but you're going to feel really confident about them being 2-2. I would have looked at you like you're crazy. Like, if I had said Carrington, like when the schedule came out, or even when we got the news of the Rashee Rice suspension, that's a better timeline. Hey, the Chiefs are going to be 2-2 at the 4-game mark. You probably wouldn't be like, oh, I bet fans are super optimistic and feel really good about the team at 2-2. You probably are like, uh-oh, what went wrong? But I do feel like you're right. They are worse than expected, but at 2-2, I do have a feeling that things are on the uptick overall, which is weird for a team that at 2-2, that you're right, hasn't beaten a good team yet, you feel so confident in. And honestly, you talk about we'll learn about the Jags being good in about 6 days. I don't think we'll learn about the Chiefs until the Lions game. Like, if the Chiefs lose the Jags, I think we'll have learned something. If the Chiefs beat the Jags, it's going to be a lot of the same conversation we're having this week. Well, they looked better and it's exciting and the things are all good, but it's the Jags, which we don't know what the Jags are. Or like it's the Ravens. We don't really know what the Ravens are. I think until you circle that Lions game, I don't know if you'll have a solid answer what the Chiefs are, but I feel confident about what they are at 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that with the Jacksonville game. I mean, if you go on the road and you beat a team that's 3-1, especially against a defense that has gotten pressure the way that Jacksonville has and a team that has forced turnovers the way that they had, that's just a really, really good win. What I don't want to do this year, and I think we inherently do this when it comes to, well, have you beaten anybody? I'm not really sure how many teams that I feel great about right now, certainly not in the AFC, not in the National Football League. I mean, we're a month through the season, and there's only 2 teams that are left undefeated. So I think playing the schedule game completely, I think, is a little bit of a flawed exercise. I mean, none of us thought the Giants were going to be good. The Ravens came into this game. I think everybody understands they're banged up, and they're not the contender that we thought they were going to be. But you've also been banged up. You get to 2-2, and you're going on the road against a team that's 3-1, a team that has surprised some people, and you host one of the 5 best teams in the NFL in the Detroit Lions. So I think this is certainly going to be big tests for the Chiefs over the next couple of weeks until they get Rashee Rice back. I'll ask you that same question, Rob, about the division. Is the division better or worse than you had anticipated? I'm going to go with worse for this reason. The Chargers are about what I thought they were going to be. I know you guys are going to laugh at me and call me Chargers, Dot. The Chargers are a good team. They look like a team that could win double-digit games this year and is once again going to be in the wild card conversation. I'm not picking them to win the division. The reason I'm saying that the division is maybe worse than I had anticipated, I don't think Bo Nix has taken the step forward that I think a lot of people anticipated him taking. Last year, I thought Bo Nix was really, really good. He's been fine so far this year. But, I mean, he has a quarterback rating of 87. He ain't been great so far this season. So I'm going to go with worse, not because of the Chargers. The Raiders are okay. I mean, I guess they're not a bad team, but I don't think anybody thought the Raiders were going to be one of the dregs of the league whenever we were breaking down the AFC West. I think you realized that they were a better, more cohesive unit than they were a year ago. I don't know really much about the Broncos or how good they are or how bad they are. We said this earlier in the show. The Broncos could win 11 games this year. They could win 8 games this year, and I wouldn't really be surprised at either outcome. So I'm going to go that the division is worse just because the Broncos, I don't think they've really taken that step forward to be considered in the same conversations that I do think the Chargers have based on how they played the first month of the season.
I agree with you, the division's worse, but I don't think it's just the Broncos and the Raiders. I think the Raiders are actually a little bit worse than I anticipated. Like, I think there's a salty 1-3, but I thought they would be able to get the Bears maybe at home, and they didn't. Like, so I think the division's worse. But also one of the reasons I think the division's worse is the Chiefs are worse than I anticipated at this point in the season. Like, part of what made the AFC West this dominant force, this bully, this, oh man, watch out, the AFC West is the best division in football, is you thought they had a no-doubt Super Bowl type of team at the top. That team is not at the top of the division right now and not playing its best football, or what we presume will be their best football. So I think some of the division playing down is the Chiefs' fault. Like, the Chargers are kind of what I thought the Chargers were. they're 3-1, 2-2 type of energy. I know they are 3-1, but they had a Chargering game, which is what the Chargers are. The Chiefs being worse than anticipated is kind of what's holding the AFC West down a little bit in my mind.
But I think at least when it comes to the subject of chargering, and I don't think that's a bad stance to have, I mean, if you look at the rest of this, I mean, I think there's room for them to kind of continue doing what they've done. Now, they're going to have a couple of those games throughout the course of the season, but if you're looking at them right now, they got Washington at home coming up on Sunday. They go on the road and play Miami. They got a home game against Indianapolis and Minnesota, so they got 3 of their next 4 at home. I think the Chargers probably win 3 or 2 of those games. So we're talking about them heading into, they got Tennessee, they got Pittsburgh, like, I'm not saying they're Buffalo. In no way am I throwing them in that category. But I think Buffalo, one of the reasons why you like them to be the 1 seed is their schedule allows them to be able to gobble up some wins. I think even with the loss to the Giants on the road, I think that the Chargers' schedule kind of allows them to be able to gobble up some wins. Now, eventually, we'll see how they hold up against some of the better teams in the league, and they just don't really play many of those teams until later in the season. Like, if you're going through their schedule, they play Tennessee, Minnesota. They go on the road and play Jacksonville coming up later in the year. Like, they play a lot of games if you are the Chargers that I think allow you to be in a position to win 10 to 12 games this season, and that's why it's so important for the Chiefs to keep pace. And when you got a game like this against Jacksonville, against a team that both you and I think they're better than, you got to win those games, and you can't allow the Chargers to create more distance between you and them.
Or if I don't think the Chiefs, I'm not predicting the Chiefs to lose to the Jags, but if you're going to lose a game like this, you got to then turn around and hope the Chargers keep charging. Like, I know that it's a joke, and I don't know the Chargers are going to do it over 17 weeks of the season, but there was no reason the Chargers should lost the Giants. The Chargers should probably beat the Commanders. I believe they are the Vegas favorite right now by 2.5 points. Vegas thinks the Chargers are bouncing back, despite Jaden Daniels being back. If Jaden Daniels goes out there, balls out, and the Chargers suddenly 3-2, yeah, 2-3 for the Chiefs would stink, but you're not dead in the water. It's kind of like the Big 12 conference race in football. Not that the quality's comparable, but like, hey, no one's out of it with 1 or 2 losses here as long as the other teams keep winning or losing at the same pace. So, like, yes, you cannot afford to lose in Jacksonville, but if the Chargers lose on Sunday, you can then maybe stomach a loss better on Monday.
No, 100%. Right now, it is 1-0 right now in the top of the 4th inning between the Tigers and the Guardians. The Tigers have a runner on first and second with 2 outs. Look like they're about to fly out to right field to end the inning. So it is going to be 1-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th right now. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead over Cleveland. We'll continue to keep you updated on the baseball game that is currently going on. This is only the 2nd time in history that baseball has had a day where there are 3 elimination days all at, or I guess 3 elimination games, all on the same day. Enough of baseball. Let's get to Patrick Mahomes.
He's QB1.
And at quarterback from Texas Tech, number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Mahomes moving to his left laterally, chased, holding it, and gets out of bounds and up the sideline. He's not out of bounds yet. He's at the 10, inside the 10, he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A remarkable acrobatic scramble on a 27-yard run. Maybe the best play yet.
2-time MVP and 3-time Super Bowl MVP.
Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes magic. Starting left, peeling right. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Chiefs.
And you can hear him right here every week with CDOT, exclusively on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
Our conversation with the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes' appearances are brought to you by Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly's certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to the Telly. Visit tellytire.com today. I want to play this audio for you guys from Patrick Mahomes. I had a chance to catch up with him earlier today. We started with, because you know I'm always going to look out. Our guy Mitch Holt has said that he has never been to 1587 Prime because he can't get a reservation at 1587 Prime. I got to look out for Mitch. What better person to ask than 15 of 1587 Prime?
Oh no, I didn't know that. So we'll get Mitch in. He knows the right person to call, and that's Travis Kelce. Anytime you call Trav, you can get in there.
I don't think I've ever had a chance to ask you this. So congratulations, you are the AFC Player of the Week. How does that work? Do you find out from a coach? Do somebody from the league? How do you find out that you won AFC Offensive Player of the Week?
I usually find out from social media, just like everybody else. You get the thing comes up, and I follow the NFL on Instagram, and it pops up. So that's usually how I find out. It's not like they go out of the way to tell us, but Coach Reed does a good thing, and he usually makes us a football, a special-made football for that type of award, and so I keep those at home as something I'll have for the rest of my life.
I guess I just figured this whole time, so the league doesn't give you some kind of small trophy or nothing for it? You don't get anything for winning Player of the Week?
No, we don't. I mean, you get the accomplishment of doing it, though. I mean, it is still a great accomplishment, and it speaks to the guys I have around me, and they made me look good. And so I'll be able to get some of those footballs that Coach Reed has made for me.
What is it like to be locked in as an offense the way that you guys were on Sunday? I mean, almost everything you guys did worked. You ran the football effectively. The running backs got involved out of the backfield, the deep passing game. You got Xavier Worthy back. We'll get to him more coming up in a bit. What is it like to be in control of an offense that's just humming the way that you guys were?
Yeah, I mean, it's a special feeling, man. It's just you work so hard for those moments. They don't come all the time, and to be able to do that and have success at that rate and kind of get everybody going, it's a lot of fun because everybody's enjoying it. Everybody's having fun, and the energy on the sideline is amazing. So definitely we're going to cherish that feeling and try to see if we can keep it going throughout the rest of the season.
I'm sure you've heard the conversation. A lot of people want to know if Kansas City's offense is back after that performance. How do you guys continue that momentum? How do you take what you did on Sunday against the Ravens? How do you carry that with you to Monday night against the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think it's about execution more than anything. I mean, if you look at the Jaguars' defense, they got talented players everywhere, and they've really capitalized on teams making mistakes against them and turning the football over and punching the football out, and they make a lot of plays. And so we have to execute at a high level. We have to take care of the football, and we have to go out there with a great game plan, and that's what we're putting in now. We're putting the game plan in and trying to make sure that we can go out there and play our best football on Monday night.
You just mentioned it. Jacksonville is +9 in turnover differential. I don't have to tell you the importance of winning the turnover battle and winning the turnover margin. What emphasis is placed on that to not give up extra possessions to a very hungry Jacksonville squad?
Yeah, they do a great job of punching the football out and intercepting the football, tipping past at the line of scrimmage. They're really fundamentally sound, and they have a lot of talented players too. And so we have to be great in our execution. You can't let little things happen in a game like this because this is the type of defense that will take advantage of it. And so it'll be super important on us to really go out there and execute the fundamentals and play our best football on Monday.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick, let's talk about some of your teammates from a specific standpoint. Let's start with Xavier Worthy, explosive player. He led you guys in rushing. He led you guys in receiving yards. He had a great route toward the sideline that he got completely free. Him being there just completely changes the dynamic of you guys' offense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just a special football player. I think people always just realize that he was fast, but I don't think they really realize the type of football player that he is and how tough he is and how he can run routes and how he can do a lot of things on the football field, and he does a great job of, after the catch, making plays happen as well. And so just adding them to that receiving room, man, you start to get a feel for what this receiving room is, and there's talented players everywhere, and when he gets so much attention on him, it gets other guys open as well. And so I was excited to have him back out there, and he made an immediate impact.
One thing that I alluded to on Monday whenever we opened the show was just I felt like it was a glimpse into what you guys' offense can be in a couple of weeks. Rashee Rice is, 2 weeks away from rejoining this team. You've never had Rice, Worthy, and Brown all on the field at the same time. You add Tyquan Thornton in the mix, and with some of your other pieces, it feels like this offense is right around the corner from just getting everybody healthy and getting everybody on the same page.
Yeah, that's the goal, too. And, I mean, obviously we've been able to win these last few games, and hopefully I will be able to get Rashee back here in a couple weeks. And so I think for us it's just about building confidence within that receiving room and within all the playmakers. And you've seen guys like Tyquan and Hollywood have to step up and make plays, Juju, and adding Xavier now, and then we'll obviously add Rashee. I think it's just giving guys confidence to know that they can do it. And let's continue to build that confidence as the season goes on so that we can be playing our best football at the right time.
You mentioned Rashee. What is it like to have him back at the office?
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, just to have him in some of those meetings and him being in the room, man, he's got a smile on his face every single day, man, and he brings energy. And I think the best thing about our receiving room, more than even the talent, is they all like each other. And I mean, that doesn't always happen, and they all want each other to succeed. And you see that on the field about how they celebrate together. And I think Rasheed just kind of completes that missing piece, just to be in that room and kind of bring that energy every day.
Let's talk about the young guy, the running back, Brashard Smith. It feels like this is a role that you guys have had for that kind of third down back. This is what Jerick McKinnon did. This is what Samaje Perine did last year for you guys. It seems like that's the role that you guys have for Brashard Smith. How do you see his role growing? How do you see him growing in this offense as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think he has so much explosive ability. You have to find ways just to get him touches and get him the football. And if that's running the ball, catching the ball, he's played receiver in college. He played running back in college. So he can kind of do a lot of different things. And so just like any other playmaking position in this offense, he has to learn on the fly and learn the stuff that Coach Reed wants those guys to do. And he's done a good job of that. We're opening up more and more of the playbook to him, and he's really taking it in and excelling in his opportunities. And so I'm sure he'll get more and more opportunities as the season goes on.
You've obviously been doing this for a while. You've had great success. But one thing I really appreciate you as a teammate is you really appreciate your teammates as well. How exciting is it to see a guy like Brashard Smith, who maybe didn't get the playing time that he wanted, but now he's a part of the offense? We talked about Tyquan Thornton last week and how he's really hitting a nice stride in his career. Just how rewarding is it to see the hard work the guys are putting in? Now it's being rewarded on Sundays.
Yeah, it just speaks to just hard work pays off. I mean, I know people talk about it, but it's hard whenever you're going through those days sometimes and you feel like you're giving everything you have and the success is not coming your way or the opportunity is not coming your way. If you just continue to push and continue to work, you get the opportunities, and when you get those opportunities, you're ready for them. And I think that's what those guys have done. And I saw it all during OTAs and all during training camp, and even during the season when they may have not gotten the opportunities that they wanted to get, they continued to work extremely hard so that whenever their opportunities came, they were ready for them, and they went out there and executed.
Patrick, what growth have you seen from maybe yourself, maybe as a team, as an offense, from that first game when you guys are at Brazil that didn't end the way that you wanted to, as opposed to what just happened this week over the first month of the season?
I think more than anything, we're not making the little mistakes, and I know sometimes you see that as penalties, but to me, more you see that kind of just in the individual play. It's just one guy here or there is making a mistake, and that kind of in this offense is all about everybody doing their job to the best of their ability all together. And whenever that happens, it kind of kills drives or it kills plays and stuff like that. And so I think we're executing at a higher level. Guys are holding each other accountable, and whenever we do that, we're a hard offense to stop.
You and I haven't really got a chance so far this season to talk a lot about Josh Simmons and his contribution to the team. Left tackle was, a question mark for you guys at times last year. It feels like that question mark has been answered so far. He has played very, very well so far in his career.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's extremely talented and he works extremely hard, and I think this is just the beginning of the player that he can be. I think right now he just relies a lot on his talent, his ability, and he's getting coached up by Coach Heck a ton on working on little things here and there. But I think as time goes on and he continues to really develop his game, he's going to be one of the best left tackles in this league. He's just got to continue to work the way he's working, and he'll continue to get better and better.
I forgot about some of these things, but as we were getting ready for this conversation, me and my producer, we were talking about it. A lot of weird things have happened when you guys have played Jacksonville. Your injury happened against Jacksonville. Tyreek, when he dislocated his shoulder, that happened against Jacksonville. Hollywood Brown, his dislocated shoulder happened against Jacksonville. You guys have just had a lot of weird occurrences whenever you've played the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have any more weird ones. You just go in there, you have health and success, and then try to find a way to get a win. And I'll take a normal game, normal win, and coming back to Arrowhead the next week.
Talking to Patrick Mahomes here for a couple more minutes. Patrick, I got to get your thoughts on Tyreek's injury on Monday Night Football, a devastating injury. You're watching Monday Night Football. What is it like to see somebody that obviously you had so many memories with, you guys have won so many important games, leaving the field in that condition?
Yeah, I was actually putting my kids to sleep, so I was kind of watching it on my phone as Brittany was getting them dressed for bedtime, and so obviously it sucks. I mean, just because how much hard work that guy puts in, and you never want to see guys get injuries like that. But if anyone's going to be able to come back from that, man, I think it's going to be Tyreek, and I'm praying for him, and I know that he'll put in the work and get himself ready to go and hopefully be back playing football sooner rather than later.
How do you block this out of your mind where your next snap could be one that changes the course of your life? It's a regular game. He then comes to the ground. He then breaks his knee, and then who knows what's going to happen. I know as a football player you can't think like that, and you got to push forward. I guess it just has to be in the back of your mind with the kind of, physicality that football provides.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's everything in life. You know, you never know when the last moment on this earth is going to be. And so I think if you're right with whatever religion that you have or whatever you believe in, you go out there and live your life to the fullest. And that's how I play football. I know that this thing can get taken away from me at any moment, so why not enjoy it and have the most fun I can with the people around me?
I'll get you out of here on a positive note here. Today is a big day in pop culture. I imagine you were celebrating today as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm super excited. You know, I haven't been able to hear the album yet, but I'm super excited to be able to do that, and it'll be blaring all through the Chiefs facility tomorrow, and we'll be supporting Taylor, and she's put in so much hard work to this, and I'm excited to hear the album just like everybody else.
That is a quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, joining us on the show today. Patrick, man, good luck on Monday Night Football. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Absolutely. That is a quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. His appearances on the show are brought to you by Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive since 1942. Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to the Telly. Visit tellytires.com today. Let's take a trip down memory lane. We'll do that next. Keep it right here. So drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 965, The Fan.
$100,000 is up for grabs only at Harrah's Kansas City. With 3 ways to win, you could score major prizes. 1. Each day through October 4th, earn to swipe your Caesars Rewards card at a BattleBucks kiosk to instantly win up to $100,000 cash. 2. Collect targets and sink a ship worth up to $1,000 free play. 3. Join us October 4th for drawings with a grand prize of $50,000 cash at Harrah's Kansas City. Visit our website for full details. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Alex for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets will expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansgamblinghelp.com.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at Depend.com.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts down south. 2 stalls, 435 westbound before Antioch. The right lane is blocked. 435 eastbound just past State Line Road. Right lane blocked there. And I see yellow very slow between the two. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, it's Rashi Rice from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Let's take a trip down memory lane for just a bit. Now, I'm not a Swiftie. I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music, but I understand that today is a big day in pop culture. And I tell you guys this all the time. Just because something's not for me doesn't mean that I need to hate on it. It's just not for me. So I hope the people that are into this album, I hope that they enjoy this album, and I hope it's everything that they imagine it being. I'm just not checking for it. But you know what? I can appreciate the moment that they are about to experience. You only get about 3 or 4 of these a year that you're really excited for a movie to come out or an album to come out or a video game, whatever it could be in which you're excited. You're going to stay up until midnight for the midnight release. Maybe you're going to the movie theater because you want to see a big movie. This is a really big day for the Swifties that you got to acknowledge it. 913-586-7965. This is what I want to talk about for a bit, and we could take that trip down memory lane. Rob, I'm going to tell you the album that I was most excited for and the one that I did the midnight release for. It was 50 Cent's second album. You remember the first one, Get Rich or Die Trying. Man, I listened to that thing just about every day for years. And then you're telling me I get 20 new songs by 50 Cent? Oh, I couldn't wait. Remember, that's when they had the Candy Shop song out there and Disco Inferno. Oh, man, I was so fired up for that CD. There's never been a CD that I've been more excited for than The Massacre by 50 Cent. His second album. Was so excited about it. Now, I certainly have done my fair share of midnight releases. I'll tell you 2 of noteworthy. I was in college when Halo 3 came out. So I remember playing Halo 1. I remember it like it just happened. I had a PlayStation 2. The door on the PlayStation 2 had broken, so I had to take it to go get fixed. My friend was coming over to spend the weekend. He brought his Xbox over, and he had mentioned, hey, have you ever played Halo before? No, I've never played it before. This game changed a teenage Carrington's life. What in the world is this? Wait, we're walking around, we're shooting aliens. Wait, we can play it. I never played anything like it before. I didn't have the GoldenEye memories that you guys had. I wasn't an N64 kid. So this was like my GoldenEye. Played a lot of Halo 2. I'm in college when Halo 3 is out. So we all got a little bit of money. We all got the game. Oh, it was a magical time to be in college when Halo 2 came out back in 2007. The other midnight release, Rob, that I remember that I hold very dear to my heart is I loved the X-Men cartoon when I was a kid. And you remember when you and I were coming up, when we were in high school, they were going to turn that into a movie. And wait, Hugh Jackman's going to be in it. Halle Berry is going to be in it. Patrick Stewart is going to be in it. Sign me up for this movie. I went to the midnight release at Independence Commons. You know the movie theater I'm talking about, out there right next to the Best Buy. Yeah, I went to the midnight release for X-Men that year. Oh, it was a magical time. So I love a good midnight release. Back in the day, a little GameStop, a little Madden. Oh, big fan of a midnight release. So I might not be participating in this one, but hey, Swifties, have your fun. There's nothing great. There's nothing greater in pop culture than a good midnight release for something that you've been looking forward to. Rob, give me one of your midnight release stories.
So I'll tell you first and foremost, I don't have an album one. Like, I'm not anti-music, but I've never been like, I got to get my hands on it right now type of energy. But I am a big midnight movie person. Like, I am not a Swiftie. I'm like you. It's not like I dislike Taylor Swift. It's not my favorite music. But if I was a Swiftie, I would be at AMC tonight because that's my kind of midnight energy. The amount of movies I've seen at midnight is just astonishing and does not make me seem like a cool person. I remember when Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came into theaters? I saw that at midnight. I saw Batman: The Dark Knight at midnight. I saw Endgame when it came out at midnight. I saw the Infinity War at midnight. Like,
you saw The Dark Knight when it came out at midnight?
100%.
What time did you get out of the theater? You didn't get out of the theater until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Now, you got to remember, these were all summer releases. So if you're out of the theater by 2:30, 3 a.m., that's just life. You got nothing to do tomorrow. It's the high school senior year. I got nothing going on in the summer on a hot June day other than just
How was you
laying
getting
on the
home?
house.
You drove home? Your folks came to pick you up? How did you get home?
I mean, I was in high school. I drove home. I
didn't know. I'm just asking
yes.
questions. I didn't know that Rob Brenton was just driving home at 3:30 a.m. after. I didn't know.
Now, I had to, put the ask in with the parents pretty early because the curfew wasn't 3 a.m.
That's why I was asking. That's why I was a little surprised. I didn't know.
That's also when I learned.
I couldn't do no movie like that. I'd have been in there asleep. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Dark Knight midnight release. Is
baby.
Nuts. Because then you got to add the previews to the very beginning of. You didn't get that thing till 3:40.
They had so many previews on that thing. It was previews for hours, and that was right around the time Marvel was becoming a big thing. So there were rumors there was a post-credit scene. So I watched every moment of the Dark Knight credits, only to find out there's not a post-credit scene. So, yes, that was midnight movies were my jam.
One of my favorite tweets of all time is that Batman did all of that for Maggie Gyllenhaal. Like, the whole premise of the movie is you did all that for Maggie Gyllenhaal. I don't know. That just makes me laugh. Someone on the text line says, "C-Dot, I don't understand how you can love Katy Perry but not like Taylor Swift. One got a bop, the other one doesn't. One got a bop to it. I'm sorry. Taylor Swift, she don't got a firework. She don't got one. She doesn't have one. She doesn't have a dark horse.
Love Story is a bop. I'll defend Taylor Swift there. She doesn't have the depth of bops, but Love Story is a bop.
She ain't got a teenage dream.
Doesn't have a teenage dream.
She doesn't. She never kissed a girl. Music, it just ain't getting me to bop. The one song I like Shake It Off. It's got a little bit of a bop to it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a bop. All the Taylor Swift stuff I've heard is just sad, angsty teenager music. That's not what I'm checking for. I need a little bop. I need someone to get up, make me want to dance. Taylor Swift music ain't never made me want to dance.
I largely agree with you. I'll say this, though. As someone who goes to a lot of KU basketball and KU football games, when they play Love Story, it's like however many thousand college girls are singing that song on the top of their lungs. I'm like, it does start having energy when a stadium or an arena starts singing it, but I would largely agree with you. Not the depth of bops.
You know what? The next time that I have this feeling the way that Swifties are going to have right now, and I know you don't play video games like that, and I'm kind of hit or miss when it comes to video games. Like, I'll be really into one, and then I'm like, on the next one, is Grand Theft Auto 6. That's a midnight releaser. We've been waiting a long time for this.
Is that ever going to happen, though? Like, my friends who are video game friends keep talking about...
They say it's coming out next year.
They've said that before.
Okay, but they actually got a concrete date this time that says that it's coming out in 2026. So yes, that's the next midnight release that I know that I'm getting excited for is Grand Theft Auto 6. That's going to be our Taylor Swift album.
I mean, polar opposite energy of the Taylor Swift album, but I'm hesitant to believe it's actually a concrete date in 2026.
Okay, see, here you go, hating. See, we supposed to have a little energy.
You know why I can hate? Because that video game was supposed to come out 6 years ago.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. COVID happened. You can just blame everything on COVID. That's what you do. He's got to blame it on COVID.
It was right there, about to be released, then COVID
for sure,
happened.
Yeah.
Now,
then the Rona happened. No, you can blame everything.
Got to reset the shot clock because there's no way to get it out after that.
No, I'm with you. Someone on the text line says, "What about You Belong With Me?" I mean, that ain't a California Girls. You know what I mean? Like, again, if you like Taylor Swift, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying it ain't the kind of bop I'm looking for. I need a little bit more. I need a little more something. It ain't got it. The Taylor Swift music, it ain't got it. It's just not making me get up and want to shake my hips the way that the Katy Perry music does. I'm sorry. A little Dark Horse. I'm ready for a perfect storm. Of course I am.
Are you more Taylor Swift or Chappell Roan?
I can only name one Chappell Roan song. Now, the one song is incredible. I couldn't name another song. You've tried to tell me other Chappell Roan songs. I could only name the Pink Pony Club. I even know she has other songs.
The only other one I know is Hot to Go.
You know what? I like Sabrina Carpenter. She's got a couple of those songs that I like that Espresso song. I like that one.
I don't know another Sabrina Carpenter song other than Espresso.
That one's good enough for me.
That
one's good enough for me. I like Espresso. I like that song. That song, I get up, I'll swing my hips to that song. I'm a fan of that one. All right, we'll get back to very serious sports things. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
This is Wyatt Thompson from K-State, and you're listening to The Drive with CDOT right here on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the lord of the loaves, prime member, Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to buying a car, simple wins. Rob Sight Ford has the inventory, the trade values, and the non-commissioned team that puts you first. No pressure, just 4.8 stars on Google for a reason. ROBSIGHT.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Coming up Week 5 Pro Football Sunday. Sunday Night Football, Buffalo, an 8-point home favorite against New England. Total in the game, 49.5. Now, New England's young quarterback has looked really good this year. The New England offense has been good this year. But Buffalo looks like it'll have some defensive reinforcements back from injury. And Buffalo's offense, with its MVP quarterback, should be able to name its number. Now, it's a big point spread, but I feel good about Buffalo scoring enough points to cover. So give me Buffalo laying the lumber, laying 8 Sunday night at home against New England. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at Depend.com.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts down south. 2 stalls, 435 westbound before Antioch. The right lane is blocked. 435 eastbound just past State Line Road. Right lane blocked there. And I see yellow very slow between the two from the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
The only place in town to hear the hypothetical button game is on The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I told you we would get back to very serious sports things. I'm a man of my word. Right now, it is 1-1, top of the 6th inning. The Tigers and Guardians are tied at 1 apiece. I want to read a tweet to you guys, and I want to stand up on my soapbox for just a little bit. There was a tweet that came across our timeline. Literally, right as I said that, the Tigers hit a home run. It is now 2-1. The Tigers have a 2-1 lead over the Guardians. There might not actually be a more quiet venue in sports than the opposing stadium when your team hits a home run. Like when the other team hits a home run, ain't nobody cheering. Everybody's just mad, especially in the postseason. All right, so it is 2-1 Tigers, top of the 6th inning. So this was the tweet. Executives are, quote, inching closer, end quote, to an agreement to expand the NCAA tournament to 76 teams with a 12-game opening round to be played at 2 sites starting next college basketball season. This is from Yahoo Sports. Nobody wants this. I don't even know where to begin with this story. We, the public, are happy with the way that the NCAA tournament is. It is a near perfect event. The way that it is structured, the way that it is scheduled. You guys, you got it down to a science. You really do. You got it down to a science. I don't know why in sports we are so fascinated with the playoffs. The playoffs are always going to work. You want to know why? Because it's the conclusion. It's the end. You have been invested in this thing for months. You have been watching it day after day or week after week. So once you get to the end, you want to see the finale of the movie. What we have in sports is not a postseason problem. It's a regular season problem for everybody else. If you're not the NFL or college football, you struggle to keep interest in your regular season. But we have decided that no. We got to do everything we can to ruin the balance of the postseason. We got to add more teams. We got to do this. We got to do this. No one wants this. This is where this comes from. This is where this comes from. I want you to really, really listen to this. They expanded these conferences so much, it is impossible to make everybody happy. If you were a team that used to be in the Pac-12, now you're in 9th place in the Big Ten. And now you're going to miss the NCAA tournament. Well, that's not fair. Well, all right, we got to make it more fair for you. We are not doing this to give more room for the Missouri States, for the Drakes, for the Sam Houston States. That is not why they are expanding the NCAA tournament. Nothing they do is for Cinderella. They expanded to 12 teams in the playoffs, and they gave Cinderella one spot. They are not doing anything for the little guy. If you are not inside their Power 4 little club, they don't care about you. They are doing this more so we can watch Oklahoma play Oklahoma State on Tuesday night in Dayton, Ohio. That's why they're doing this. We don't want this. We didn't ask for this. Are we now supposed to fill this out on our brackets? You guys want to fill out 12 opening round games? No one wants to do this. I don't know why we in sports can't just tell people you aren't good enough, try again. If you're the 7th best team in the AFC, you aren't good enough. Try again. Come back next season and be better next year. I know this much. I don't ever, after this is the last season I ever want to hear a team complain about not making the NCAA tournament. I'm serious. If you go on ESPN, you guys remember, Rob, do you remember whenever Seth Greenberg every year would complain about West Virginia or Virginia Tech not making the playoffs? And then Dick Vitale every year would go on this passionate 5-minute speech on Selection Sunday, how they left out teams. Bro, if you don't make the 76-team NCAA tournament, stop it. Zip it up. I don't want to hear from you. You have no room to speak. You have no room to be angry or frustrated. You didn't do enough. I just don't like the fact that we give the teams in the power. How many chances do you need? You couldn't prove it in the non-con. When you go around and you play other teams from other conferences, you weren't good enough in your own conference. You weren't good enough in the conference tournament. We now got to give you a 4th chance of making the regular NCAA field? I mean, it doesn't matter. I know what the argument's going to be. Well, they make money off of it. Okay, well, they make money off everything. They currently got a system in which they don't have to pay the employees, and they're trying to regulate other people paying the employees. Think about what kind of system they've created. They got a system in which they expand the playoffs, they expand the NCAA tournament, and they don't have to give the employees any of the television money. They got an incredible system going on. I hate this idea. I really, genuinely, with every fiber of my being, I hate this idea. You cannot sell me how this is good. You cannot sell me how this is a positive. The only reason that you would expand the NCAA tournament is money. That's the only reason why you would expand it. That's it.
I'm going to quote you here to only further your point. Why do the people who run college athletics hate college athletics? Everything that college sports fans love about college sports, at every turn, the people that run college sports are taking that from us. Do you know what me and you enjoyed? And we talked about it this year when KU played MU in football. I like regional rivalries. You know what ruined that? Conference realignment. We don't get Oregon State in the final weekend of the season anymore. You want to know why? Because Oregon's got to play against Penn State in October. Because money. That's worse for college sports. You know where college games can be played? Campus. You know where they don't get played? On campus. Now there's going to be, we're about a month away from all those 17, 18, 20, 25 preseason college basketball tournaments that are played everywhere but on campus, which is terrible for the fans. And college football, we have all these games that are taken off campus. It's awful. Why do the people that run college sports do this? I don't know. And the last thing we loved, the last bastion of hope in college sports was the tournament. It started getting goofy when it went to 68 and had the first 4, but we stomached it as fans and we said, okay, that's fine. We'll deal with it. Now, there was talk of it earlier this year and it got pushed back, and now they're about to push towards 76, and it's going to be so unfun. K-State, you're going to catch a stray here. But you know what? Last year's
you couldn't wait to get this bar off. I know you couldn't wait.
Last year's K-State team would have made a 76-team tournament. Do you know what K-State was last year? Not good enough. I'm sorry. Coleman Hawkins did not deserve to be in the NCAA tournament, but at 76, he probably gets to play Virginia Tech in the first round. Who wants that? Who's excited for that? No one.
Yo, there was no reason to fire at K-State like that. None. There was no reason.
They were the only
Why don't you just
bubble
pick
team
a random? You could have picked Boston College. That was purposeful. You went out of your way to shoot at K-State for no reason.
I don't know any Boston College players. I needed a player to help highlight the point.
Yeah, no, I'm saying is you could have just picked a disappointing college basketball program, but yeah, you had to make it personal when it came to K-State. That wasn't right, and you know that wasn't right. You know what? You're on a 5-minute timeout. You know what? Why don't you come back at 4 o'clock and we can resume this conversation? We'll be back after Rob's timeout. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, a show that prides itself on getting it right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stall downtown, slowing things. 35 southbound, just past 70, move to the left. Right lane is blocked. Bonner Springs is stall 70 eastbound in the on-ramp from K7, and there are backups. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val, 96.5 The Fan.
This fall, refresh your home with a special offer from Westlake Ace Hardware. Enjoy $10 off bin interior paint gallons October 1st through 31st. With an easy-to-apply, easy-to-maintain formula, Bin Interior offers an introduction into the beauty and durability of Benjamin Moore premium paint. Hurry into Westlake Ace Hardware for this limited-time savings and keep your spaces looking beautiful for years to come. Offer valid in-store only, so visit Westlake Ace Hardware today. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Right now, receive up to a $25 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot means that you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores either the first or the last touchdown in the game, then you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to take a shot at the jackpot. Remember my promo code KFNZ for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost hosting on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Can help us your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com.
He's a world arm wrestling champion, Michael Todd.
I'm globally known as Monster Michael Todd. I'm 52 years old. I've won 23 world titles and 36 national titles.
This tough guy never backs down, but a horrible bicep injury almost ended his career. Enter QC Kinetics and life-changing regenerative treatments.
Most people thinking that I'd never be able to compete again. Within 8 months, I became number 5 overall in the world. Now I'm marching towards that number 1 spot.
So how did he do it?
I'm a big regenerative medicine kind of guy. Once I found out about QC Kinetics, I wanted to try their protocol.
Those treatments use a patient's own orthobiologics concentrated and placed into the troubled area to help heal and restore the damage. No scalpels or harmful meds, just long-term relief.
QC Kinetics definitely have helped me be able to live this dream and be able to do what I want to do and continue to do it for a lot more years.
When the others say, time for surgery, you're finished. Not so fast. Call QC Kinetics. The consultation's totally free.
Call QC Kinetics. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
This is the take care of my family goal. This is the enjoy the life I've built goal. This is the set up a foundation goal. This is Busey, where your goals become lasting legacies. Through bespoke plans that maximize your wealth, through partnerships that give you peace of mind. Because building wealth, tending to it, and passing it down secures a brighter future. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth, since 1868. Member FDIC.
Good morning, Casey's Country. Darn good coffee's now 49 cents when you buy any breakfast sandwich or burrito. Some are calling it a great deal. I call it sensational. I'm so sorry. Bad joke. Good deal, though. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/royal rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, it's Xavier Worthy. The Chiefs Radio Network pregame show starts 3 hours before kickoff, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Welcome back into the drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Coming up in about 15 minutes, I have potentially reimagined the baseball season. Follow me down a hypothetical. I just want to get you guys' opinion on things. We played our conversation with Patrick Mahomes earlier today. If you missed it, we will play it again in the 5 o'clock hour, or you could just check out the podcast page, 96.5thefan.com. Also, the Odyssey app. Both ways help the show. So you know what? It's just convenient for whenever you want to listen to the interview. Today is a special day in baseball. This is only the second day in baseball history in which we have 3 games on the same day that are all elimination games. We have wrapped up the 6th inning in Cleveland. Detroit with a 2-1 lead right now over the Guardians. The Tigers had a big lead in that division, and then they completely lost that thing. The Guardians then had a pretty incredible September. They are the host in this game, but right now the Tigers, they are up 2-1. Rob, you told me during the break that you had an audible that you want to call. I mean, I get the ability to call audibles. I get it. I put you on a quick little timeout. I just thought your last comments were a little bit unnecessary. You made the decision to fire at K-State for really no reason. They haven't done anything. They're over there minding their own business, and you decided to be a bully. What would you like to call an audible for?
Well,
what would you like to talk about?
I'd like to apologize to K-State and their fans. I know a couple people in the text line are saying I was right, and I was, but I want to apologize to their fans for taking a cheap shot at their program.
Thank you.
We're talking college basketball. I got in my KU brain, so I want to apologize. I just want a quick audible.
Don't let it happen again.
Quick thing. I know we talk about the NFL and the Niners. We got Niners and Rams tonight. It's can't miss.
I got it.
But speaking of college basketball, have you seen John Rothstein's top 25 list?
Goodness.
So for those of you who don't know, John Rothstein, who pretends to be a college basketball expert, but clearly is a moron because his top 25 is nonsensical.
I gotta be a moron.
Does an update every day. He calls it the Rothstein 45. With 45 days of college basketball, he gives a quick update on each team where they rank 45 through 1. Today, he was on team 32. No one should care about team 32 in the Rothstein 45, because who cares? Except for this idiot has Kansas at 32, which is absolutely nonsensical that Kansas is at 32. Darren Peterson is the best player in college basketball, full stop.
Rob.
He's the next Kobe, full stop. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. End of discussion. No one who is carrying that
Big 12.
No one who is carrying that level of talent in one player is going to be the 32nd best team in the country. So I'm going to call a quick audible so we can all agree, me, you, text line, the station, we can all get simpatico and say, John Rothstein is wrong, baby.
Where do you think KU should be ranked?
At least top 10, 8. 8 feels right.
They should be ranked 8?
8 feels about right.
They were a 7 seed in the tournament last year.
They didn't have Darren Peterson last year.
You think that's why they should be ranked
100%.
top 10?
They got an NBA player playing college ball. They got a player
So do a lot of teams.
Nah, no, not like Darren Peterson. Bill Simmons. You love Bill Simmons' podcast.
I do enjoy Bill Simmons' podcast.
The amount of times you come into the office like, hey, Bill Simmons said this. Let's pull it for the show. He called him Kobe. Actually, that's right. He called him the next Kobe.
Right. I'm not even trying to. You've never seen this kid play before, right?
I mean, I've seen the McDonald's All-American game.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just
which
saying.
Which is against All-Stars, and he was an All-Star.
He's the best player in college basketball. We haven't seen him play.
I don't need to see a single dribble to know that kid's a star.
He's a 6'5" wing. He's the best player in college basketball.
I re-upped my tickets and upped my NIL donation just for Darren Peterson. Now, did they give it to Flory Badunga? Probably, but still.
Yeah, for sure.
That's because Bruce Pearl, before he retired, quit the sport, tried to lure him away.
Is that our Darren Peterson update for the day?
I mean, we can talk about how they.
I'm asking. I just want to know. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Call that out. We could talk about how they already announced when DeBansta takes on Darren Peterson next year in Big 12 play, and DeBansta is going to look like a bum next to Darren Peterson. But we have time to talk about that. I got my 5 minutes off.
You get 1 5-minute period every week that you can get your Darren Peterson. So he's the next Kobe and the best player in college basketball coming into this season. Now, I've seen Darren Peterson play one time. I was very impressed. I saw him play one time in person. I will continue to maintain. Boy, I hope this works out for you guys. Because I'm telling you right now, if Darren Peterson isn't who y'all tell me that he is, and if KU's not good this year, you will not be able to listen to this show in February or March. You won't be able to listen to it. The amount of gloating that I will do if Darren Peterson, even if he's just cool, like he's fine, you know what I mean? He could just be nice, he can be cool. I'm telling you, you will not want to be around me if that ends up being the case. So I hope for your sake, I hope that Darren Peterson is who you tell me he is. When you start throwing out next Kobe, he better be Oklahoma Trae Young. That's what I better see. I better see him hooping like that. Y'all better not lose to Missouri, too. There's no excuse this year. It's at a neutral site. It's at a neutral site you play Missouri.
You think a team that has guards that one day hope to play in Greece can defend Darren Peterson? Come on.
Okay.
They dream of being on FC Barcelona B, and they're going to stop the number 1 pick in the draft? Come on.
Someone said, I'm tempted to believe Rob because he's so passionate about it. Well, Rob last year thought Hunter Dickinson was going to lead him to a Final Four. That's what he thought last year. Now I'm letting Rob fool you with this every single season. Rob thought KU was going to compete for the Big 12. I don't know why you let this happen. Somebody on the text line says, sorry for your skepticism, C-Dot, but our prospects tend to be legitimate, unlike Mizzou's and Michael Porter. You're right. Josh Selby, you're right. It's not like you guys have ever got excited about having the best high school player before and it just didn't work out. No, you're right. Oh, goodness. Not like that hasn't worked.
Now
before.
Who's passionate?
I was looking at the rundown. My bad. No, you're right. That's never happened before. Andrew Wiggins. You guys told me you called him a Maple Jordan. No, you're right. You guys have never missed for sure. I mean, when you guys got Hunter Dickinson in the transfer portal, no, you're right. Your guys shooting 100% from the field when you guys tell me this. So no, you're right. 100. I'm not here to argue with you guys. Good luck to you guys. Can't wait to see you guys December 7th. I'm sure it's going to be a great time. I'm sure it's going to be a phenomenal time at Sprint Center when this happens. And then, it's going to be early in the season. You got to give it more time. He's a freshman when they lose. I mean, we already know how that's going to be. So Rob is just go ahead and getting that thing completely warmed up when it comes to that. I feel like we have checked off our box for the week for Darren Peterson, the number 1 high school player in the country. He has made the decision to attend Kansas this upcoming season. I do want to talk about this with Thursday Night Football. We talked about it a little bit off the open of the show. Man, it goes to show you how quickly windows change in the National Football League. Man, it was not that long ago that Kansas City played San Francisco in the Super Bowl. It was February of 2024. So we are talking quite literally 18 months ago. 18 months ago, San Francisco was viewed as the most talented roster in the National Football League, and maybe I'm misremembering it, weren't they a slight favorite in the Super Bowl over Kansas City? I don't think it was a big favorite, but I think they were like a slight, like 2-point favorites in the Super Bowl. So just 18 months ago, the perception is that San Francisco was the best team in the National Football League, and then it was over. Brock Purdy has dealt with injuries since then. Christian McCaffrey has dealt with injuries since then. Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL. Deebo Samuel plays for another team. Trent Williams has been hurt. They basically don't have wide receivers heading into this Thursday night game. You don't have Brandon Ayuk. You're not going to have Juwan Jennings. You're not going to have Ricky Pearsall. Their number one wide receiver might be Demarcus Robinson. They're counting on Sky Moore today. They're going out there with Mac Jones and the 2021 Chiefs wide receiver room. That is their plan heading into Thursday Night Football. What's that saying from 8 Mile? You only get one shot. The San Francisco 49ers had the lead with less than 3 minutes to go in the Super Bowl. You have to win. You don't get another chance. Sports are littered with teams that only get one shot. San Francisco and Brock Purdy, they may have only gotten one shot. Now, for whatever reason it is, guys want to get paid a certain amount of money, free agency, injuries, trades, retirement. Sports continue to happen. The landscape of the NFL changes every 6 months, every 12 months, every 18 months. The way that we talk about Philadelphia is the way that we used to talk about San Francisco. I mean, almost every conversation that we have about Jalen Hurts, we just got from the Brock Purdy conversation. Brock Purdy was the quarterback who had the best running back, the best offensive line, great weapons around him, great defense, figuring out a way to win, wasn't necessarily doing it through the stats, but just doing it through always figuring out. That was San Francisco. The difference with Philadelphia is they figured out a way to beat the Chiefs. And they were the team that won. They were the team that cashed in. Now, it feels like in some ways, I think this Eagles thing is going to crash down eventually. Like you're 31st in passing. You're already dropping breadcrumbs that your wide receiver is very unhappy with the situation. I mean, I think we all know how this thing is going to go. I think we all know how it's going to go for them in Philadelphia. I just wanted to point out as we get ready for Thursday Night Football, man, how quickly things can change. Just 18 months ago, San Francisco was the most talented team in the National Football League. We love their head coach. We love their general manager. They were the marquee franchise. They have missed the postseason since then, and they have started Mac Jones so far in 3 of the first 4 games, or the 3 of their last 4 games. That's how quickly things can change in the National Football League. The Tigers have broke their game open right now against the Guardians. It is now 4-1. Detroit was 3 for 23 in the first 3 games, or 2 games with runners in scoring position. They are 3 of 8 so far in this game. That has been a massive, massive difference in this one. The Tigers, they have a 4-1 lead top of the 7th inning right now against the Cleveland Guardians. They are still at bat. They have just been the better team so far in this game, and they look to advance to the next round of the playoffs where they would take on the Seattle Mariners. Coming up on the other side, speaking of baseball, the Tigers actually just got a hit before we go to break, so they are now up 5-1. I think we can go ahead and write that one off. Coming up on the other side, I have an idea for baseball. I want you guys to hear it. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with CDOT. Tune in as Nate Taylor of ESPN joins the show in studio every Friday at 4 on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, Zach. Are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month with autopay and any voice line, and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season. Existing BetMGM customers can have a ball without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a pro football no sweat token. Apply the token to your next pro football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right, with a no sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a no-sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. Shawnee, that's a multi-car crash. 35 northbound past Johnson, the right lane is blocked. Also, Kansas side of things, the stall 70 westbound past 18th. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey Kansas City, it's Bobby Witt Jr. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the show. The Detroit Tigers are just beating up right now on the Guardians. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. They're just beating up on the Guardians right now. It is 6-0, or 6-1, excuse me. And it is bases loaded with one out in the top of the 7th inning. So the Guardians, the Tigers are looking to do a little bit more damage right now against them. So that is where we are right now in the baseball playoffs. I have an idea that I want to run by you guys. Now, I don't think that this is going to happen, but it's just a fun sports talk radio conversation. This is what I want to talk to you guys about. What if we repurposed and repackaged the baseball season? What if we repackaged it to do this? I was messing around with this earlier today, Rob. What if we had a season that was 96 games? So I was like really messing around with the calendar earlier today. In my repurposed baseball schedule, opening day would have been April 4th. That would have been a Friday. So you could have had opening weekend. You could have had a fun weekend around Major League Baseball. In my repurposed schedule, you would play 6 days. You would have a guaranteed one off day. All-Star break would be somewhere close to where it is now. Now, it'd be basically toward the end of the regular season, but you would still have a little bit of a break. You could still keep the All-Star game, still keep the All-Star festivities, and you could then have a little bit of a sprint toward the end of the season. And the reason I would repurpose the schedule is the baseball playoffs would be quite possibly the most popular thing in sports if it happened in August. If you got the baseball playoffs away from football in all capacities, you got it away from college football, you got it away from the NFL, where the only thing it was competing against is preseason fake football, a lot of people would watch it. There usually is, Robin, you know this, if you're trying to maximize it from a gambling perspective, there usually is a void after the NBA playoffs. There's nothing really to bet on. There's nothing that's happening for you to be betting on. So from that stretch for the end of the NBA playoffs until the start of the football season, it's just a void where the only thing you're betting on is regular season baseball. What if that's when you had the really important games? What if on a Thursday, Friday in the summer, it was a playoff game that you were going to instead of the Royals playing the Mariners in a random regular season game? I'm thinking at it from this perspective. Again, I know they're not going to do this. We're just having a sports radio topic. The best thing for every sport is to get as far away from football as you can for your most important events. And the fact that baseball has its most important games and series during the busiest time of the sports calendar is not a positive for them. It's not a positive for them anymore. Today, you have Yankees and Red Sox. Yankees and Red Sox. And you have Niners and Rams. Who thinks that more people are going to watch the baseball game than the football game today? The football game is on Amazon Prime. And San Francisco is basically, they're starting their preseason roster. Backup quarterback, backup left tackle, backup wide receivers, backup defense. More people are going to watch the football game on streaming than are going to watch the baseball game today. They're going to watch it. We know they are. They're going to watch it. The best thing for baseball from a television perspective, the best thing would be to get as far away from football as possible. And playing your World Series games on the same day as Sunday Night Football is just not a winning strategy for baseball. In my new baseball season, if you shorten the season down to around 100 games, you could start on April 4th, you could end around July 31st, and the playoffs would be all of August, where you would have all the runway in the world, where the only thing you're competing up against would be preseason and training camp. I think that's the best possible thing that could happen for baseball. I know they're not going to do it because of money, but one of the problems that I think the other sports have is a lot of times we just do things because that's how we've always done it. If you were starting a baseball league from scratch, there is no way that you have a baseball league that goes from the middle of March until the end of October. That just doesn't sound like a good model to me for a league at all. That doesn't sound like a really good model. The model that I have is where baseball dominates the summer and it has its own time, its own runway, would be in the best interest of the sport. If everything had its own time, football has its own season, basketball has its own season. Like, I also think this for basketball. I would try to get away. I would try to get out of the NBA or the NFL's way too. The NFL is just coming for all of your things. That's what they are. They're just coming for all of your things.
So I'm torn on this because on the one hand, I do think baseball needs to revamp its schedule. And I'm not just talking about like the time of year they play. I'm talking like, I think 162 is too many. I think 162 is a little bit archaic. I've heard Vern on, other shows before talk about maybe getting to 120. He used to play 120. I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't mind 110 or 100 like you're suggesting. I don't think those are bad ideas. I do think baseball needs to get away from 162 because I don't know it's good for the sport. I also tell you, though, on the other side, I don't like the idea that other sports should just run in high and let the NFL dominate. You know why the NFL dominates? It's very simple why the NFL dominates on television. I don't know they dominate the way they portray, but they dominate on television. You know why? Their product is better on TV than live in person. That is the reason why the NFL is a better television product than baseball or basketball, college sports, soccer. Pick a sport. The reason the NFL is so good on television and rates so well is because on television, it is a better product than in person. So on one hand, I agree with you. Baseball needs a revitalization, some changes, a shakeup. And I actually think Rob Manfred's done a good job of shaking things up. I would be pro him shaking up the schedule. But I think hey, we got to get out of October because football's in October, and that's scary, is kind of a loser mindset when right now I'm watching Cubs and Padres. I flipped away from the 6-1 game to go over to Padres-Cubs. Wrigley's full.
Of course.
Earlier today, Cleveland was full. We just saw the Royals have a bump in attendance. Baseball across all the platforms this season saw a bump in attendance. Like, baseball is still popular, so I don't like the idea of, we got to change our season to get away the football. That's a loser mentality to me when your sport still does well with the viewing public. They just don't do well on television, which we have to use metrics other than just television to judge things.
Someone on the text line sent a message that says, C-Dot, what are you talking about? The East Coast market is going to dominate the elimination game. I'm telling you that just yesterday, Yankees and Red Sox got 2.8 million viewers. Last week for Thursday Night Football, they got 13.2 million people for Seahawks and Cardinals. Last week. You think 13 million people are watching this baseball game in the wild card today? I'm telling you they're not. They might get like 3.5 today. Baseball is getting smoked. Their two biggest names, their two biggest franchises are going to play an elimination playoff game, and they're going to lose to the Rams and the B squad for the San Francisco 49ers on Amazon Prime. Let's move the playoffs. Let's move it. If now we live in a television society, why would you put anything up against the NFL? Why? Move the baseball playoffs. Move the baseball playoffs to August. Let's reconfigure the season. They would have their own runway. In August, we're all itching for something to watch. Football's a while. Let's play your most important games when there's nothing else that's happening. That'd be my goal. I know they're never going to do it, but I'm telling you. In terms of it being a television product, this does not help baseball grow in terms of being a TV product. It can't help you grow.
Now that I agree with 100%.
I'm saying, and maybe we just accept that baseball is something you got to go to the games to enjoy. And that's perfectly fine. But the NFL, one of the reasons why the NFL is so dominant is they've mastered being a television product. There's a scarcity of the product, and they leave you wanting more. Baseball, I would say baseball has this problem. The NBA has this problem. There is a lack of urgency issue. There's always urgency in the NFL. We think the Ravens have a must-win game, and it's October 6th when they play. Like, you got to win this game or you can't make the postseason. You never feel that way when it comes to baseball. You never feel that way when it comes to basketball. There is no way that if you were creating a professional basketball league, you would have a league that goes from Halloween to the 4th of July. There's no way you would have that basketball league. You would say it's way too long. Baseball, you play 162 games. Play 100 games in your league by Labor Day. Take over the summer, dominate the summer, and get yourself back into the national conversation. With the way that the baseball season is configured, we will never go back to baseball in that way. Never. I mean, I can go through the list. You don't want to know how many things were more. It's not going to rate. None of these baseball games are going to rate. They're not doing mediocre college football numbers. More people watch Missouri and Kansas than watch yesterday than watch the Yankees and the Red Sox. That's a college football game on ESPN2 between two non-marquee brands. More people watch that than watch the Yankees and the Red Sox. Why would you keep going up against football if you're it doesn't make any sense to me why you would do that. That's just bad for the television business model.
I agree with you, but I think, and this is what I would tell Rob Manfred, this is what I would tell Adam Silver, this is what I would tell any of the other commissioners. You need to start pitching your product as more than just a television product. Because the NFL they've mastered television. You're not going to beat them in that sphere. I'm not saying you can never be on television or you need to find a way to circumvent television. Obviously, television is widely important. You need to have the best in-stadium experience. You need to have the best, ticket price. You need to have the best, money for beer and a hot dog. You need to sell all of that stuff. And I think with your plan, one thing that would stink is, I'm going to use Kansas City as an example here. If you're playing a 2 p.m. game in the playoffs in Kansas City in August, I don't know you're going to get a full crowd. Maybe you will because it's the postseason, but it's 176 degrees outside. That's not the best in-stadium experience. That's not the best in-game experience. So I think if I'm one of these non-football sports, I would still be on television, but I would concede we'll never be the television product they are. They just beat us at that. Let's be better at in-stadium, which I think you can be. And I don't know playing your postseason when it's 111 degrees out in Texas is a winning formula.
Text line 913-586-7965. Let me know what you guys think. If I could just be the czar of sports and just give me the ability to do things, I would just reconfigure the baseball season. I make it 100 games. I try to end by Labor Day and just be done. You move out of the way. The NFL's not starting by Labor Day. You just got week 1 of college football to go up against, but that's when you're playing your World Series games. That just seems like a way that I think you could better position yourself, at least when it comes to a television product. People are always going to go to baseball games. They're just an incredible in-stadium experience. That's what I would do if I was the commissioner of the sport. Rob, let's get back to talking a little bit of football. Earlier today, we got a chance to catch up with Patrick Mahomes. Do you feel a little bit better about the running backs after what we just saw on Sunday? We become the running back show, and I'm fine with that. You hate the position. I do feel a little bit better about the running back position now than I felt 2 weeks ago, possibly. I think there's something there with Brashard Smith. Now, I think there's something there because of what the other two options are with Brashard Smith. But if you were telling me that contribution that we just saw from him was only being on the field for 23% of the snaps, well, what does his contribution look like when he's on the field for 35% of the snaps, 45% of the snaps? What does his role look like when they truly use him like that C.J. Spiller, Jerick McKinnon, Samaje Perine type? So I do think there is something there. I mean, it's still not going to be a great room. I don't think they have the running backs for it to be a great room, but there is a little bit of hope there. There is a little bit of, there's something there in the room, and I hope that they continue to explore it. And I hope that the same way we have seen them develop receivers as the season progressed, they did that with Tyreek Hill, they did it with Rice, they did it with Worthy. When you look at Brashard Smith, who was a former wide receiver, I hope they can take some of that ability to develop a player as the season progresses. And maybe you didn't get a whole lot of Brashard Smith in September. I hope that you develop him to a point where when you get to November and December, he's a staple in the offense.
So I'm going to cop out a little bit here with a question. I don't know I feel better about the running back room, but I don't know I feel worse. Because, and you're right, we have become the running back show, which is astonishing considering my disdain for the position, but that's neither here nor there.
To be fair, though, that's also half the offense, which is, whenever you call a play, you only can do two things, either run or pass it. So running the ball seems very important.
Well, the Chiefs, don't really take part in that half of the offense. They're not a fan. They don't
try.
believe
They ain't good at it most of the time.
They don't try half the time either. But if you pull the numbers, I know Brashard Smith showed a little something, and he passes the eye test. And Mitch Holtis, when he played the cut, talks about how he's really good, in jet sweeps. Then get Xavier Worthy and Rashid Rice involved. And the run game is going to be more than just guys with RB next to their name in the depth chart. It's going to be all these guys. And that's all fine and dandy. But Carrington, we looked at the numbers. The running backs were not good on Sunday. They were exceedingly mediocre. Again, they were just okay again. Is this their best game? Yes. But that's because their games have been so bad this year. So in the game that everyone's telling me, hey, the Chiefs offense is back, watch out, the Chiefs offense is this, that, and the other, the running backs were still blah. So I don't know. I feel better about the room. I might feel better if Brashard Smith got more touches, got more snaps than the other guys, but he didn't. He just showed a little bit of juice on the eye test, but the numbers they still can't run the ball at all.
Yeah, it's funny because, it might be a chicken or egg thing now with Pacheco. I think they have figured out the role with the other two running backs that they have. I think we just know what Kareem Hunt is at this point. There is nothing more for Kareem Hunt than what you are using him for. And that is, I would say, a very valuable role of what you are asking Kareem Hunt to be. If you are asking him to be your workhorse back, that's over at this stage in his career. But he has a very defined role. He's like that post player that, hey, when you give it to him on that right shoulder, on the right block, he going to score 80% of the times. And there's a role for that player. So I don't think we're talking about Kareem Hunt really anymore. Brashard Smith, he just hasn't really been on the field enough for us to really have a problem with how he is or anything. He was only on the field he wasn't really on the field so much in the first 3 games. He was only on the field for 23% of his snaps on Sunday, so he just hasn't really played enough. A lot of it, honestly, is, do you think there's more with Isaiah Pacheco than they have? If there's not, then they probably need to go in the trade market here coming up in a month. We are 1 month away from, you got to make a decision on if you think you need something else in the running back room. Unless there is an injury, there's no reason to think that Elijah Mitchell is going to help you. He has been a healthy and active every game so far this season. I don't know what would make that change outside of an injury. So I think the question we have boiled it down to now is, they obviously feel very comfortable with Kareem Hunt. I expect the role for Brashard Smith to continue to expand. Either one of two things happen. They either make Brashard Smith their number 1 running back, and they are willing to roll with that for the rest of the way, or Isaiah Pacheco turns it around, and he gives you a little bit of pop. He gives you a little bit of something, or they just show more commitment to giving him the ball, because he is running for 4-5 yards a carry at times. Now, I think that's just about it. I don't think he's really shown you an ability to break a tackle or get to the second level. I don't think he's really giving you the home run ability, but I think the argument from the text line would be, well, you're not giving him the ball enough. You got to give it to him 12, 15 times. I don't know if the Chiefs are committed to giving Isaiah Pacheco the ball 15 times. Also not really sure if that's a good strategy at this point.
I am so puzzled by the running backs because, right, maybe Isaiah Pacheco can turn around. I wouldn't believe that, but whatever. They give the ball to Kareem Hunt like he's their number 1 back. I know they kind of divvied up the running last game. They gave 4 carries to Brashard Smith. They gave, a couple to Xavier Worthy. They gave their most running back carries against the Ravens to Kareem Hunt. I'm not saying that giving more carries to Isaiah Pacheco automatically fixes the run game and he's going to go back to being the guy we saw in 2022. I don't think that guy exists anymore, but I do know if your solution to the run game is Kareem Hunt 13 times for 34 yards, that's not a solution either. And if you're going to tell me, hey, they're a tandem, they're like the super bad version of David Montgomery and Gibbs over in Detroit. They ran the ball 20 combined times for 70 yards. The two of them had 3.5 yards per carry as a tandem. That's really bad. So I agree with you. If they're going to make Brashard Smith back number 1 and they're going to lean into the rookie, I'm here for it because he's passing the eye test. The numbers still say they believe in Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, and the numbers say there is absolutely no reason to believe in those guys. So I don't know I feel better about running back until they make that decision that Brashard Smith is running back 1. And in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of the year Pacheco took Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's job. Because remember, it was week 7, 8, 9. You looked at the rushing numbers. Edwards-Helaire got more snaps. Edwards-Helaire got more snaps. Edwards-Helaire got more snaps. And everyone's like, why? Give the ball to Pacheco. I think it was week 8 or 9 of that season when he was a rookie. They just decided, okay, it's Pacheco time. And the running game got better and the offense got better. So maybe in week 7, 8, 9, when they're getting ready for the Bills game, they're going to make Brashard Smith running back 1, and it will fix a lot of the problems. But right now, the problems are the 2 backs they give the ball to can't run.
Yeah, I mean, going back and looking at it, and that's a good point by you. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco kind of took over week 9 of that season. It wasn't really until mid-November when Isaiah Pacheco took over as the running back. I mean, in the month of October, he had 11 carries. I'm assuming that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was hurt that game because then he had 1 carry the next game, 2 carries the next. He had 8, and then he had 5. And then after that point, they just kind of made the switch. So maybe we're just not there yet. So that's what I'm saying. We're heading into another month. They got 4 games here coming up. Their run game, I would say, if you were asking me right now, the run game is still their biggest concern. They still don't run the football effectively with their running backs. And as you play the better teams, as you play better defenses, you're just going to need to be balanced. You're going to have to run the football effectively. I think we have come to, there are 3 possible choices for the Chiefs. They either get Isaiah Pacheco going and trust Isaiah Pacheco to give him the football like a number 1 running back. Because if I asked you right now, who is their number 1 running back? You were either going to tell me it's Isaiah Pacheco. They don't trust him enough to give him the ball consistently. It's Kareem Hunt that they do trust to give him the ball consistently. I mean, they've given it to him 23 times in the last 2 games. He has run for 68 yards on those 23 carries. They either are going to trust the young guy in Brashard Smith and pass the torch over and see what he can do, or they're going to have to make a move. But one thing I am very adamant on, they cannot get to where they want to go with their run game like this. You don't need to be great running the football. You can't have one of the worst run games and ask Patrick Mahomes to be your leading rusher the way that they are and get to the heights of what they're talking about. You got to be a more balanced offense than that. I think we're all trying to figure out how to do that if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. The Tigers right now are beating the Guardians 6-1. It is the bottom of the 8th inning. It is also tied 0-0 in Chicago. The Cubs actually just scored. It is 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So it looks like the Tigers are going to advance to play the Mariners in that matchup. And right now the Cubs and the Padres, they just got started. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot means that you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores either the first or the last touchdown in the game, then you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to take a shot at the jackpot. Remember my promo code KFNZ for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost hosting on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Can help us your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments. Through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This fall, refresh your home with a special offer from Westlake Ace Hardware. Enjoy $10 off bin interior paint gallons, October 1st through 31st. With an easy-to-apply, easy-to-maintain formula, Bin Interior offers an introduction into the beauty and durability of Benjamin Moore premium paint. Hurry into Westlake Ace Hardware for this limited-time savings and keep your spaces looking beautiful for years to come. Offer valid in-store only, so visit Westlake Ace Hardware today. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
You've got a wreck down south now, along with that stall off to the right shoulder, 435 eastbound before Metcalf. Delays in the area. On the curve in Lee Summit, 470 southbound past Woods Chapel. You'll tap your brakes. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
All right, welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you guys on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday. The Tigers and Guardians are playing right now. The Guardians trying to get something going right now. Actually, they did not actually ground it to the... Oh, it was an error, Rob. I was about to go ahead and call the inning. Oh, they're turning things around right now in Cleveland. It might be too little too late right now, but it is 6-3. The Guardians, they just grounded into an out. They were throwing it to the pitcher. The ball bounces off of his glove. There's an error. He steals an extra base. They're getting the crowd into it. They're probably about to start playing Wild Thing. They're going to start playing some clips from Major League right now, and they're going to see if they can turn this thing around for them. Just want to keep you guys updated. It is now 2-0 in Chicago in the bottom of the second inning. It is 2-0 as the Cubs are playing the San Diego Padres. We were talking about the run game, and just I think aside from them getting Rashee Rice back, I think that's the big thing right now with their offense is how do you get the run game going? How do you get things moving? Someone on the text line makes the point about Isaiah Pacheco, and I'm with you. I think it's a fair point. CDOT, you can only do so much when you're getting less than 10 carries a game. My question would be, what needs to happen for them to give Isaiah Pacheco more carries? What needs to happen for them to have more trust in Isaiah Pacheco? Because Isaiah Pacheco has played in 12 games since coming back from the injury. If you go back to last year, postseason, all of those things, he has played in 12 games. He has only rushed for more than 50 yards in one of those games. So How do we get to a place where you give Isaiah Pacheco the same usage that you were before the injury? Like, there's a clear line in Isaiah Pacheco's career of when the Chiefs trusted him and when they used him. So to go back, Rob, the first 2 games before Isaiah Pacheco got hurt, he got 15 carries in week 1 last year. He got 19 carries against Cincinnati. They then brought him back, and you remember they used him sparingly against the Raiders. He didn't play a whole lot in that game. He only had 7 carries. They then kind of used him how they were using him before, and then they've kind of moved off of him in a way. Where in the postseason last year, I mean, they played in 3 games. He got 13 carries last year. Now, fast forward to this year, I mean, they've given it to him a little bit, but I agree with you. I don't think you can really disagree with the point that they haven't really trusted him. They haven't given him a lot to get going. I'm asking, what would make their offensive philosophy change in how they're using him? So either this is what they plan on doing with Isaiah Pacheco, or they are just simply waiting for one of the other 2 backs to emerge and get going. I mean, they haven't given him the ball more than 10 times in any of their first 4 games.
I would also tell you, I'm not trying to defend the Chiefs here. Has he done anything to warrant getting more than 10 carries? Like, has his production been like, has there been a play? Let's do the eye test. Has there been a play where you're like, oh, Pacheco did that, he needs more touches? Like, I don't know if it's chicken or egg, but I think some of the reason he's only getting 7, 8, 9, 10 carries a game is he doesn't maximize the one he gets. Like, he doesn't earn more playing time. Like, what was the thing Eric Bieniemy said? You got to steal a grown man's job. Like, he hasn't grabbed that job by the horns and taken it. Like, is there anything that happens where you're like, oh man, it gotta get him more touches because he did that? I don't think that thing exists, and that's why his carries are low.
We asked Mitchell Schwartz when he was on the show a couple of days ago what the Chiefs could do to add some juice to the run game. Here's what he said.
Maybe it's getting a guy with more juice in there who can get that one little crack, one little seam, and boom, he hits it quicker than the other 2 can, and he gets to the second level and can pull away from people. Obviously, she showed really good contact balance and physicality on that run up the sideline, able to get all those extra yards, and again, the willingness to dish out some contact. So, yeah, I think we'd like to see some more carries for him. And, if he comes along a little bit and it's more of a 10-10-10 idea that he gets 10 touches, Isaiah gets 10 touches, and Kareem gets 10 touches, I think we'd be a little bit happier with that. And just that juice to the offense that I feel like we haven't seen from that position since, Pacheco a couple years ago.
That was Mitchell Schwartz when we had him on the show a couple of days ago. That's what he said on how he thinks that you could add a little bit of juice to the run game for the Chiefs. I just maintain right now, I think if you were trying to find an Achilles heel for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it is their lack of a run game right now. Maybe you would argue their defensive line. I think their D-line might be a little bit better than what people are giving them credit. But I think if you were trying to find, like, what's their Achilles heel? What is something that they could tinker with? What is something that they could improve upon? I think it would be the run game and trying to figure out how to get a little bit more of the run game. Rob, let's get back to talking about baseball right now, as we got 2 baseball playoff games that are going on. I kind of forgot. I think at least for me, I can't speak for you. This kind of happens to me every year. I kind of forget how cool playoff baseball is until it's back. Like, you don't really got to remind me of how cool the Masters is, like the music and the course. I kind of understand. You don't got to tell me how cool March Madness is. Every year, I kind of forget how important postseason baseball is, how much it matters, and how intense it is. And just watching it the last couple of nights, keeping an eye on it so far today. Like, I'm watching the end of the Dodgers and Reds game yesterday. And, it's starting to get a little bit tight. The Dodgers, they end up pulling a pitcher in the middle of an at-bat. It was a 1-2 count, and they made a pitching change. So you're bringing a guy in trying to throw one pitch for the strikeout. He does it. The crowd goes crazy. He then gives up the single. It's now bases loaded. You're up 5, so you feel like you got a little bit of a cushion, but still, like, you could get a sense from the crowd, from the enthusiasm, from the excitement. They end up getting a strikeout. That pretty much ends the game. There's just those moments. There's those pops that happen in a baseball game that they happen in a regular season game, and they are just magnified so much. We were talking about this as we were getting ready for the show. I think you could argue the NBA is like this too. It is just such a different game from the regular season than the postseason. I think baseball also kind of fits that criteria. Baseball in April and June are so different. You know, they're about going outside and enjoying the weather and getting a hot dog and a beer and cotton candy. It just drastically changes once you get to October. Everything matters. And baseball games, because of the nature of the game, they can just change so quickly. It can be a 1-0 game. All of a sudden, you get hit by a pitch. You got a runner on first base with no outs. And that could be the inning that you completely break the game open. Just the way that baseball is paced, it just leans itself to just being a really, really dramatic sport once you get to the most important games of the season.
I'm trying to think of the way we were talking in the office with the boss, Steve Inspector, how he phrased this, because I think it's a really good point. Baseball is the biggest leap from regular season to postseason and intensity. Like if you go to Chiefs and Eagles, there's the home opener, Super Bowl rematch. There's a high intensity in the stadium. Arrowhead was juiced. If you go to Chiefs and Bills, if that game is in the divisional round, the AFC title game, yeah, the intensity is higher, but it's not like jumping from a 2 to a 10. It's like jumping from a 7.5 to a 10. Baseball is exactly that. It goes from, we went to 96.5 at the K, me and you were upstairs hanging out, watching a little bit of the game. Then I walked around with my wife, kind of walked around the stadium. We came back, 6th, 7th inning, watched a few innings together. Ho home, we'll go about our business. If you're watching postseason baseball, every single pitch feels like it could be an absolute game-changing moment, and you just don't have that in the regular season. So it's the biggest leap from regular to postseason as far as intensity of any of the sports we follow.
In analogy is, baseball in the regular season is like listening to music on headphones. Baseball in the postseason is like listening to it with the best speakers that you could possibly have. It sounds good in the headphones, but when you get that thing with the Sonos going, you're like, man, this song sounds amazing. That's how playoff baseball is, man. It is the exact same way. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Will play that conversation for you next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Tune in Mondays at 4 to hear the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. You've got Stall, Overland Park, 35 southbound at 75th. The right lane is blocked up north. That's a Stall big backups. 435 northbound just before 35. Off to the right shoulder on look or delay. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
Legendary. Doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm retired, newly retired, so this was my first summer not working again. But I had problems with my shoulder. I mean, it was just like 1,000 needles going into my shoulder.
Mike didn't want surgery. 6 months in a sling was not how he planned to spend retirement. That's when he heard about QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
It's a free appointment. And after the first treatment, the next day, I went out and played golf. The pain just wasn't there.
No drugs, no surgery. Just your body's own natural healing power. Orthobiologic concentrated and placed exactly where you need them to go to work.
I couldn't have asked for a better experience. I don't want to take on Mike Tyson, but he'd know I was there.
Now Mike's heading back to QC Kinetics to get his knees treated.
It changed my first summer being retired. It's one I can remember instead of regret.
Get back to doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today to schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hey, Zach. Are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Listen to the Chiefs and Jaguars on Monday night with pregame starting at 4. Kickoff at 7:15 with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
I know we're supposed to start the hour talking about this is our most important hour. You know, I see the numbers. But I got to be true to myself. And I'm here to deliver news in all forms. I'm here to deliver baseball news. The Guardians, they lost. The Tigers, they advanced. They're going to play the Mariners. The Cubs, they're up 2-0 right now. I'm here to deliver all kind of news. Rob, I'm here to hit you with some of the best news that I've heard in a while, and this is why I think it's important. Some of you tried to leave Red Lobster for dead. You guys remember? Red Lobster was going through some tough times. Now, I'm here to tell you that Red Lobster is one of the best things that we have in this country, that when the aliens come down and they look to take over our society, what I'm going to hand them so they could potentially leave us alone and save humanity and save our civilization are the Cheddar Bay biscuits. You guys saw Independence Day. They're coming at some point, and they're not going to be happy when they get here. Well, how can we get them to go back home and leave us alone wherever they've been for all of these years? You got to get them some endless shrimp. Well, Red Lobster had fallen on some tough times, some real tough times. And I was sad that America's treasure was potentially going to go out of business. They filed for bankruptcy. Things were looking bleak. Well, you know what, Rob? They hired a young, idea-minded CEO, and he rolled up his sleeves and got to work. Well, you know what Red Lobster just officially announced? They're out on the other side. They're out of bankruptcy. Those little seafood boils and those little $5 margaritas that they were selling, look, got them back in a positive standing. Red Lobster ready to take over the world. Red Lobster is about to become the most popular restaurant in this country. I don't know why it's not. But, you know, you guys are usually late to things. I get it. You shouldn't be late to this. Good things are happening. Lobster Fest is happening right now. Endless shrimp is happening right now. A seafood boil, it's happening. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to change your life. I know you got dinner plans with the wife. To hell with those dinner plans. Take her to Red Lobster. Tell her you're taking her somewhere special, someplace that just opened. Oh, you're going to 1587? No, we're going to a place that's been open since 1587. I'm taking you to Red Lobster. See how that works out for you in the evening time.
Red Lobster dreams of being as popular as Chili's is right now. They go to bed at night and they're like, one day we can be Texas Roadhouse.
This is honestly better news than a new Taylor Swift album. Red Lobster coming out on the other side of bankruptcy. I'll take that over Life of a Showgirl any day of the week.
If you want to show your wife or SO a great time tonight, you take your Red Lobster and you take her to AMC. A+ evening.
I'm with you.
For those who don't know, Taylor Swift's album has a movie attached to it, which is at AMC exclusively this weekend.
Going to Red Lobster is like a movie. That's what it's like. Someone on the text line says Red Lobster is the Walmart of seafood. Well, you're blocked. Don't come on here talking crazy. We don't have many rules, but disrespecting Red Lobster is a hard line for me. Call me an idiot. Call me whatever name you want to call me. But disrespect Red Lobster, that will not be tolerated on this show. Let's move on, because I don't want to give any of you any ideas here, because I got an itchy trigger finger. I can't wait to block somebody being disrespectful, talking about the lob. That's what we call it.
That's a terrible nickname.
That's what we call it, the lob. Hey, where you going tonight? Oh, man, I was going to the lob tonight. Ooh, for real? Yeah, going to the lob.
That's a terrible nickname.
That's what we call it.
It's Crimson Crustacean or nothing at all.
No, we call it the lob. That's where we're going. That's where we are. All right, let's get to very serious things. All right, this is serious thing number one. We have secured Mitch Holtis a reservation at 1587 Prime. We have secured him one, so I was worried about that. I mean, it's cool if I don't go, Rob. It's cool if you don't go. Who are we? Mitch Holtis, he's the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. He should have been one of the first people to eat there. He should have been at Pat's 30th birthday party, hanging out with Kane Brown. I want to play this with Mitch Holtis. He got me thinking about something when he said this a couple of days ago.
One, it makes you appreciate the Chiefs having 12 straight winning seasons, doesn't it? Think how hard that is based on what you just said. Because everybody seems to have a dip. There's a 7-10 in there, an 8-9.
Someone on the text line said, if I had a gun to my head and someone told me to eat Red Lobster, please call my wife and tell her I love her. Hey, man, calm down. See, I don't know why you guys always got to take things to a place that it doesn't need to go. I gotta mute the text line right now. I gotta focus. I gotta get us to the Patrick Mahomes interview. This is what I was thinking about, Rob, and I think you will appreciate this. Now, you guys know I'm not a Kansas basketball fan, but I do appreciate what they've been able to do. And the thing that I appreciate most about Kansas is how consistent they've been. They are the Ohio State of college basketball. Ohio State, they ain't really been bad too many years in our life. They're always really, really good. They always got a chance to compete for championships. That's what Kansas has been. Kansas down year is last year. They're the 7th seed in the NCAA tournament. That ain't really that bad, especially when you think about North Carolina has played in the NIT in the last 25 years. Kentucky has played in the NIT in the last couple of years. Kansas would never play in the NIT, would never entertain the possibility of having an NIT game at Allen Fieldhouse. No, thank you. I appreciate that about them. I really do. I really appreciate that. That's how the Chiefs have been in the NFL. Think about all of the other good teams. For as good as the Eagles are, and the Eagles are good, the Eagles have missed the playoffs recently. How do you think they got Jalen Carter? They had a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. San Francisco, 18 months ago, San Francisco was looked at like they were the best roster in the National Football League. Fast forward 18 months. They missed the playoffs last year. They got a MASH unit going out there today. They don't have a lot of talent right now that's healthy and available on their team. Buffalo, I just think about all of the other teams in the NFL. Over the last 5-6 years, they all have had ups and downs, peaks and valleys. I mean, a valley for the Chiefs is going 2-2 in September. That's what bad has been for the Chiefs over the last 7-8 years or so. They got off to a little bit of a slow start in 2018, and oh yeah, they turned it around and they made the Super Bowl. You have to give the Chiefs a whole lot of credit for the Chiefs have been by far and away the most consistent team in the National Football League, and that's just not really how that sport goes. It's up and down. It's inconsistent. San Francisco, look no further than them. The way that we talk right now about Philadelphia, we used to talk that way about another team 18 months ago. The way that we talk about Jalen Hurts, that was all of the Brock Purdy conversations. We have just quite simply moved the conversation to the other coast. That's what the Eagles are. They are the East Coast San Francisco 49ers. They had an okay quarterback who was carried by his run game, who had the best offensive line, who had some good weapons around him and a good defense. That's the team that the Chiefs played in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. The exact same team. Coming up in a little bit, we'll play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Rob, the other thing that I want to get to before we play our conversation is one thing I've noticed as I've been watching the baseball playoffs for the last couple of years is you don't really realize how fun it is until you're not a part of it anymore. In 2014 and 2015, every night just felt like it had a certain energy to it. When the Royals were in the baseball playoffs and every pitch matters, every game matters, and it was the center of our universe, man, it was really, really fun. And as I'm watching baseball playoffs and I'm seeing other cities kind of have that same fun and that same level of excitement. I mean, there was nothing like getting out of work at 2 o'clock to be able to watch a playoff baseball game. You know, it was kind of fun. You realize how cool of a club it is to be in the baseball playoffs and how much it stinks when your team's not in it. Like, you don't even care that much if your team's not in it. Like, the NFL playoffs are still really fun. I mean, you've enjoyed the Super Bowl, I guess, before the Patrick Mahomes era when the Chiefs weren't in the Super Bowl. You didn't have a choice. It's the Super Bowl. Of course you're going to watch. The baseball playoffs are just a little bit different. But you kind of realize how cool it is, how special it is, how unique it is to be in the middle of the baseball playoffs. And you don't really fully understand it until your team isn't in it. Last year was fun. Watching them in the wild card against the Orioles was fun. Being able to go to Kauffman Stadium for them to play a playoff game against the New York Yankees was fun. It was enjoyable. So I guess, Rob, more than anything, man, I just miss the Royals being in the postseason. I know they haven't been in it a lot in our lifetime, but man, the times that they've been in it, you really realize how cool playoff baseball can be and how meaningful it can be to a community for the baseball team to have a really good season. The Royals had an average season, slightly above average season. But this offseason, I hope the plan is, what do we need to do to get ourselves back into a position where we are playing baseball games in October? I don't care if those baseball games are on the road because of the wild card, if they're at Kauffman Stadium. What do we need to do to be a part of the club? Because if you're not a part of that club, it feels like you don't really matter a whole lot.
I feel like, to connect to conversation we had earlier this week, if you want to be glass half full, you said, I believe it was yesterday's show, it may have been Wednesday, it may have been Tuesday, so I apologize for forgetting, that you believe we are entering or a part of the golden era of Royals baseball, because it went from playoffs to 500, and back-to-back is not a thing me and you experience much in our lifetime. I agree with you. I've been watching the postseason pretty consistently this year, and it has me itching and jonesing to get back to Kauffman to experience that in my town. It was fun last year. We had the remotes out in front of the stadium ahead of the Yankees games. Fans were fired up. Like, there was an energy in town because of the baseball team. That's kind of missing this year. And if we are, in fact, like you've said, entering a golden era of Royals baseball, they should be back next year, and there should be more years where we're not missing playoff baseball than where we are, oh, so sad it's not there.
Text line 913-586-7965. We'll play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes here coming up in just a little bit. Have you guys taken a closer look at who the wide receivers are going to be coming up later today for the San Francisco 49ers? I mean, I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at it right now, Rob. I'm looking at their props right now on FanDuel. Their number one receiver is Christian Bourne. His over-under is 41.5. Demarcus Robinson, Sky Moore. I mean, basically what they are trying to do, what San Francisco is trying to do with Mac Jones is they're trying to run the Kansas City 2021 offense without Travis Kelce. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to run the Chiefs offense in 2021 with Christian McCaffrey and the same wide receivers. Where's MBS at on the team? They got Byron Pringle on their team. They're just going to get all the receivers that were on the team right after COVID was out, and they're going to try to beat the Rams on the road today. I mean, good luck to the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think they have enough healthy bodies to go on the road and win that game, but crazier things have happened. It's the National Football League. Hit it, Rob.
He's QB1.
And at quarterback from Texas Tech, number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
He's a three-time Super Bowl champion.
Mahomes moving to his left laterally, chased, holding it, and gets out of bounds and up the sideline. He's not out of bounds yet. He's at the 10, inside the 10, he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A remarkable acrobatic scramble on a 27-yard run. Maybe the best play yet.
Two-time MVP and three-time Super Bowl MVP.
Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes magic. Starting left, peeling right, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Chiefs.
And you can hear him right here every week with CDOT, exclusively on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
The appearances by Patrick Mahomes are brought to you by Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to the Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. We have now solved this problem, so I'm happy. I can't wait to tell Mitch Holtis that we got him hooked up at 1587 Prime. We asked Patrick about it. Mitch said he hasn't been. He said he can't get an invitation. That's not right.
Oh no, I didn't know that. So we'll get Mitch in. He knows the right person to call, and that's Travis Kelce. Anytime you call Trav, you can get in there.
I don't think I've ever had a chance to ask you this. So congratulations, you are the AFC Player of the Week. How does that work? Do you find out from a coach? Do somebody from the league? How do you find out that you won AFC Offensive Player of the Week?
I usually find out from social media, just like everybody else. You get the thing comes up, and I follow the NFL on Instagram, and it pops up. So that's usually how I find out. It's not like they go out of the way to tell us, but Coach Reed does a good thing, and he usually makes us a football, a special-made football for that type of award, and so I keep those at home as something I'll have for the rest of my life.
I guess I just figured this whole time, so the league doesn't give you some kind of small trophy or nothing for it? You don't get anything for winning Player of the Week?
No, we don't. I mean, you get the accomplishment of doing it, though. I mean, it is still a great accomplishment, and it speaks to the guys I have around me, and they made me look good. And so I'll be able to get some of those footballs that Coach Reed has made for me.
What is it like to be locked in as an offense the way that you guys were on Sunday? I mean, almost everything you guys did worked. You ran the football effectively. The running backs got involved out of the backfield. The deep passing game. You got Xavier Worthy back. We'll get to him more coming up in a bit. What is it like to be in control of an offense that's just humming the way that you guys were?
Yeah, I mean, it's a special feeling, man. It's just you work so hard for those moments. They don't come all the time, and to be able to do that and have success at that rate and kind of get everybody going, it's a lot of fun because everybody's enjoying it, everybody's having fun, and the energy on the sideline is amazing. So definitely we're going to cherish that feeling and try to see if we can keep it going throughout the rest of the season.
I'm sure you've heard the conversation. A lot of people want to know if Kansas City's offense is back after that performance. How do you guys continue that momentum? How do you take what you did on Sunday against the Ravens? How do you carry that with you to Monday night against the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think it's about execution more than anything. I mean, if you look at the Jaguars' defense, they got talented players everywhere, and they've really capitalized on teams making mistakes against them and turning the football over and punching the football out, and they make a lot of plays. And so we have to execute at a high level. We have to take care of the football, and we have to go out there with a great game plan, and that's what we're putting in now. We're putting the game plan in and trying to make sure that we can go out there and play our best football on Monday night.
You just mentioned it. Jacksonville is +9 in turnover differential. I don't have to tell you the importance of winning the turnover battle and winning the turnover margin. What emphasis is placed on that to not give up extra possessions to a very hungry Jacksonville squad?
Yeah, they do a great job of punching the football out and intercepting the football, tipping past at the line of scrimmage. They're really fundamentally sound, and they have a lot of talented players too. And so we have to be great at our execution. You can't let little things happen in a game like this because you know this is the type of defense that will take advantage of it. And so it'll be super important on us to really go out there and execute the fundamentals and play our best football on Monday.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick, let's talk about some of your teammates from a specific standpoint. Let's start with Xavier Worthy, explosive player. He led you guys in rushing. He led you guys in receiving yards. He had a great route toward the sideline that he got completely free. Him being there just completely changes the dynamic of you guys' offense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just a special football player. You know, I think people always just realize that he was fast, but I don't think they really realize the type of football player that he is and how tough he is and how he can run routes and how he can do a lot of things on the football field, and he does a great job of after the catch making plays happen as well. And so just adding them to that receiving room, man, you start to get a feel for what this receiving room is, and there's talented players everywhere, and when he gets so much attention on him, it gets other guys open as well. And so I was excited to have him back out there, and he made an immediate impact.
One thing that I alluded to on Monday whenever we opened the show was just I felt like it was a glimpse into what you guys' offense can be in a couple of weeks. Rashee Rice is, 2 weeks away from rejoining this team. You've never had Rice, Worthy, and Brown all on the field at the same time. You add Tyquan Thornton in the mix, and with some of your other pieces, it feels like this offense is right around the corner from just getting everybody healthy and getting everybody on the same page.
Yeah, that's the goal, too. And, I mean, obviously we've been able to win these last 2 games, and hopefully I will be able to get Rashee back here in a couple weeks. And so I think for us it's just about building confidence within that receiving room and within all the playmakers. And you've seen guys like Tyquan and Hollywood have to step up and make plays, Juju, and adding Xavier now, and then we'll obviously add Rashee. I think it's just giving guys confidence to know that they can do it. And let's continue to build that confidence as the season goes on so that we can be playing our best football at the right time.
You mentioned Rashee. What is it like to have him back at the office?
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, just to have him in some of those meetings and him being in the room, man, he's got a smile on his face every single day, man, and he brings energy. And I think the best thing about our receiving room, more than even the talent, is they all like each other. And, I mean, that doesn't always happen, and they all want each other to succeed. And you see that on the field about how they celebrate together, and I think Rashee just kind of completes that missing piece, just to be in that room and kind of bring that energy every day.
Let's talk about the young guy, the running back, Brashard Smith. It feels like this is a role that you guys have had for that kind of third down back. This is what Jerick McKinnon did. This is what Samaje Perine did last year for you guys. It seems like that's the role that you guys have for Brashard Smith. How do you see his role growing? How do you see him growing in this offense as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think he has so much explosive ability. You have to find ways just to get him touches and get him the football. And if that's running the ball, catching the ball, he's played receiver in college. He played running back in college. So he can kind of do a lot of different things. And so just like any other playmaking position in this offense, he has to learn on the fly and learn the stuff that Coach Reed wants those guys to do. And he's done a good job of that. We're opening up more and more of the playbook to him, and he's really taking it in and excelling in his opportunities. And so I'm sure he'll get more and more opportunities as the season goes on.
You've obviously been doing this for a while. You've had great success. But one thing I really appreciate you as a teammate is you really appreciate your teammates as well. How exciting is it to see a guy like Brashard Smith, who maybe didn't get the playing time that he wanted, but now he's a part of the offense? We talked about Tyquan Thornton last week and how he's really hitting a nice stride in his career. Just how rewarding is it to see the hard work the guys are putting in? Now it's being rewarded on Sundays.
Yeah, it just speaks to just hard work pays off. I mean, I know people talk about it, but it's hard whenever you're going through those days sometimes and you feel like you're giving everything you have and the success is not coming your way or the opportunity is not coming your way. If you just continue to push and continue to work, you get the opportunities, and when you get those opportunities, you're ready for them. And I think that's what those guys have done. And I saw it all during OTAs and all during training camp, and even during the season when they may have not gotten the opportunities that they wanted to get, they continued to work extremely hard so that whenever their opportunities came, they were ready for them, and they went out there and executed.
Patrick, what growth have you seen from maybe yourself, maybe as a team, as an offense, from that first game when you guys are at Brazil that didn't end the way that you wanted to, as opposed to what just happened this week over the first month of the season?
I think more than anything, we're not making the little mistakes, and I know sometimes you see that as penalties, but to me, more you see that kind of just in the individual play. It's just one guy here or there is making a mistake, and that kind of in this offense is all about everybody doing their job to the best of their ability all together. And whenever that happens, it kind of kills drives or it kills plays and stuff like that. And so I think we're executing at a higher level. Guys are holding each other accountable, and whenever we do that, we're a hard offense to stop.
You and I haven't really got a chance so far this season to talk a lot about Josh Simmons and his contribution to the team. Left tackle was, a question mark for you guys at times last year. It feels like that question mark has been answered so far. He has played very, very well so far in his career.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's extremely talented and he works extremely hard, and I think this is just the beginning of the player that he can be. I think right now he just relies a lot on his talent, his ability, and he's getting coached up by Coach Heck a ton on working on little things here and there. But I think as time goes on and he continues to really develop his game, he's going to be one of the best left tackles in this league. He's just got to continue to work the way he's working, and he'll continue to get better and better.
I forgot about some of these things, but as we were getting ready for this conversation, me and my producer, we were talking about it. A lot of weird things have happened when you guys have played Jacksonville. Your injury happened against Jacksonville. Tyreek, when he dislocated his shoulder, that happened against Jacksonville. Hollywood Brown, his dislocated shoulder happened against Jacksonville. You guys have just had a lot of weird occurrences whenever you've played the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have any more weird ones. You just go in there, you have health and success, and then try to find a way to get a win. And I'll take a normal game, normal win, and coming back to Arrowhead the next week.
Talking to Patrick Mahomes here for a couple more minutes. Patrick, I got to get your thoughts on Tyreek's injury on Monday Night Football, a devastating injury. You're watching Monday Night Football. What is it like to see somebody that obviously you had so many memories with? You guys have won so many important games, leaving the field in that condition.
Yeah, I was actually putting my kids to sleep, so I was kind of watching it on my phone as Brittany was getting them dressed for bedtime, and so obviously it sucks. I mean, just because how much hard work that guy puts in, and you never want to see guys get injuries like that. But if anyone's going to be able to come back from that, man, I think it's going to be Tyreek, and I'm praying for him. And I know that he'll put in the work and get himself ready to go, and hopefully be back playing football sooner rather than later.
How do you block this out of your mind where your next snap could be one that changes the course of your life? It's a regular game. He then comes to the ground. He then breaks his knee, and then who knows what's going to happen. I know as a football player you can't think like that, and you got to push forward. I guess it just has to be in the back of your mind with the kind of, physicality that football provides.
Yeah, but I think that's everything in life. You never know when the last moment on this earth is going to be. And so I think if you're right with whatever religion that you have or whatever you believe in, you go out there and live your life to the fullest. And that's how I play football. I know that this thing can get taken away from me at any moment, so why not enjoy it and have the most fun I can with the people around me.
I'll get you out of here on a positive note here. Today is a big day in pop culture. I imagine you were celebrating today as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm super excited. I haven't been able to hear the album yet, but I'm super excited to be able to do that, and it'll be blaring all through the Chiefs facility tomorrow, and we'll be supporting Taylor, and she's put in so much hard work to this, and I'm excited to hear the album just like everybody else.
That is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, joining us on the show today. Patrick, man, good luck on Monday Night Football. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Absolutely. That is our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. His appearance on the show is brought to you by Telly Tire and Auto Center. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to the Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Good morning, Casey's Country. Darn good coffee's now 49 cents when you buy any breakfast sandwich or burrito. Some are calling it a great deal. I call it sensational. I'm so sorry. Bad joke. Good deal, though. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Bud Light and Tanners are teaming up to make every college game day legendary. Every Saturday, rep your college team, catch every play, and enjoy $15 buckets. Only at Kansas area Tanners locations. Bud Light and Tanners. From the stands to the bar, your game day headquarters.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season. Existing BetMGM customers can have a ball without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a pro football no sweat token. Apply the token to your next pro football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right, with the no sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a no-sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
Hey Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
From pads and rotors to shocks and struts, coming to a full stop should never mean your business does too. At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension better than anyone. So when others are grinding their gears, our premium parts and exceptional service deliver results. Whether you're operating a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has exactly what you need, when and where you need it. Get the brake and suspension parts you're looking for right now at Napa.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Stall 435 eastbound just before 470-49. It is the right lane and right shoulder blocked just before that exit. Also the two-car crash 435 westbound. It's going to be just past State Line Road, and the two left lanes are blocked. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you. So a couple of days ago, we played For Better or Worse. I asked you to give me a couple of things that you thought were better than expected, and after the first month of the season, a couple of things that were worse than you expected. Rob, let's play this about the Chiefs as a whole. Now, I removed as expected. That's not a very fun way to discuss this. Are the Chiefs better or worse than you anticipated them being after watching them for a month?
Worse. Now, people are going to hear that and be like, oh, Rob's just a hater. Classic Rob, hating, blah, blah, blah.
That's partially true.
It's not totally wrong. But mostly because when we went through the schedule and the schedule came out, went through, I had him at 3-1 right now. Then there was a thought that Rashee Rice got suspended and like it was happening. He's going to miss the first 6 games. I still felt like they can be 3-1. So they are worse than I imagined because I imagined they'd be 3-1 right now. But I'm going to put a massive caveat on my take here. I did not anticipate, like no one can, that on the first play of the game, Xavier Worthy was going to run straight into Travis Kelce and miss basically 3 NFL games. And because of that, all the explosiveness was going to be sucked right out of the offense. So I feel good about where they are. I think they're on an upward trajectory, and I think they can get back to division champs and all those things. But if you're asking, hey, do you think they're better or worse than you imagined? I imagined them 3-1, and they're 2-2. So they are worse than I imagined at this point in the season.
Yeah, I would agree with you for almost the exact same reason that you have given. I think it's impossible to say better. I think as expected is also dishonest. If I didn't think they were going to start 2-2, right? 3-1 probably was the worst I thought they were going to go. But I do think there is a good reason why. And I think for most teams, if I had asked you better or worse, and your answer was worse, you would feel kind of down on the team. I don't think there's any reason to feel down on Kansas City because that's the case, because of everything that you just said regarding Xavier Worthy. Taking him out of the lineup, and for a team that struggled to run the football in September and was still trying to figure out what else they have at wide receiver, it sort of makes a lot of sense to me why you would feel that the Chiefs were a little bit down on what your expectations were. So let's take it from the Chiefs, and now let's take it to the division. Is the division better or worse than you had anticipated? Because my answer would also be worse. And my answer would be worse largely because of the Denver Broncos. I think the Chargers are a good team. Now, I'm not sure if the Chargers are great, but I think the Chargers are pretty close to what they were last year. I think they're a team that could win somewhere between 10 to 12 games this season. And we'll see if that's going to be enough to win the AFC West. I don't think we're going to be talking about them in the 1 seed conversation. I don't know if they're going to be good enough or consistent enough to be in the Super Bowl contending conversation. But I do think with their schedule, with their talent, coach, quarterback, all of those things coming together, I do think the Chargers are a double-digit win football team. The team that I'm still unsure about is the Denver Broncos. And a lot of that is because Bo Nix was really, really good last year. He threw 30 touchdown passes last year. The Broncos took advantage of an advantageous schedule and really capitalized on it. Bo Nix hasn't been great so far this season. He has 7 touchdowns in the first month of the season, 4 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating of 88. He just hasn't really taken that massive step forward that I think a lot of people thought that he potentially could. Now, they've run the ball super effectively. J.K. Dobbins has been good. R.J. Harvey's been good. Wide receiver-wise, they've been pretty good this season. That defense maybe isn't what I thought it could potentially be at the beginning of the season. And Bo Nix, he maybe seems like he's taken a little bit of a step back. Now, I was higher on the Raiders than you were coming into the season. The Raiders are a 6 or 7 win football team. That team just isn't consistent enough. Geno hasn't gotten off to a good start. So the Raiders are kind of the Raiders. But I think if you're asking me as a whole, is the division better than I had anticipated or worse than I had expected? I would say worse because of the Broncos.
I'm actually going to say worse because of the Chiefs. Because we felt like, I felt like the Chiefs were going to get back to explosive offense. That's what they said all summer. And they were going to get back to legitimate Super Bowl contender. We're going to flex our muscle. It's the revenge tour. All those things we heard about in the offseason. And they came out the gate partially due to injury, but they came out the gate 2-2. I thought the Chiefs were going to come out of the gate 3-1 or better. I thought the Chiefs were going to go down to Sao Paulo and make a statement. Hey, we got our ass whooped in the Super Bowl, but that's not who we are. That's not what they did. I thought, okay, revenge game against the Eagles, they're going to come out and they're going to show the world we're still the Chiefs. That's not what they did. So because of that, combined with the fact the Broncos are not as good as I imagined, I don't think the AFC West is as strong as I imagined. That doesn't mean that it's a weak division. I still think it's one of the tougher divisions in football, but I thought it was going to be the Chiefs are the cream of the crop. They're 4-0 now, and the Chargers and Broncos might fall in at 3-1 right now, and we're looking at 3 teams that we think can make the playoffs, kind of like how we saw last year or a couple of years ago in the AFC North, and it just hasn't shaken out that way. So some of my fact I'm down the AFC West stems from the Chiefs aren't the team I thought they were at this point in the season.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that I hadn't really thought of. Because I'm guessing if you ask the Chargers that same question, like there's a sports talk host, there's a podcast out there that covers the Chargers. If you ask him that same question, is the division better or worse than you had thought? I think they also say worse, and I think it's largely because the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs. At least that would be their answer. I'm guessing if we had a Denver Broncos person on, we're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to go around the AFC West. Hey, is the division better or worse than you had anticipated? I think their answer would also be worse because, at least so far, and we'll see if that's the case at the end of October, at the end of November, the Chiefs haven't been the Chiefs yet. They were in the matchup against the Ravens, and I think we're all waiting to see. Like, I think this is a question around the league. I don't think it's just a Kansas City question. How real was last week? They play on Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football the next 2 weeks. Everybody will know whether or not that game was a true turning point for Kansas City's offense, or was it the Ravens? Like you and I had this debate earlier in the week where what's the pie chart of blame going to be? The beautiful thing about this is we'll get our answer in the next 2 weeks. They got Xavier Worthy back. They got Brashard Smith. They're going to keep implementing him into the offense. We will have our answer if the offense was playing the Ravens or if they really turned a corner. And if the answer is they've really turned a corner and you are potentially adding your best offensive player coming up in 14 days, that is a very scary proposition for the rest of the National Football League. And that just goes to show you the amount of growth that this offense has because you're getting back one of your most explosive players on the team.
I feel like, and it's not just the Chiefs and the AFC West, but I feel like if the Chiefs go out and have that another great offense performance and kind of have a little bit of a statement win, the Ravens were a little bit of a statement win, but they're so beat up. If they have that statement win of, okay, we're back, then you're right. The conversation will pivot and the pie chart will pivot from it was the Ravens versus the Chiefs. And this is the problem with the Chiefs is they hold themselves to the highest of high standards. So 2-2 is not to their standards. But they haven't flexed that we're the Chiefs muscle yet. Go out and take care of business against the Jags, and then, or go out and take care of business against the Lions, and you're the Chiefs again. But right now there's a team in the NFL, which is why I think the division is playing down a little bit.
Yeah, I just think it's a really interesting question. Text line 913-586-7965. What do you guys think? If you had to answer the question, are the Chiefs better or worse than anticipated? How would you answer it? If I asked you the same question about the division, is the Chiefs division better or worse than anticipated? How would you answer that question? The Chicago Cubs right now, they are up 2-0 over the San Diego Padres. The winner of that would go play Milwaukee in the divisional round of the playoffs. Earlier today, we saw the Tigers. They beat the Guardians. They advanced. They're going to play the Seattle Mariners in the next round of the postseason. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5. The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Well, summer is winding down, and maybe you noticed something. You're a little more tired than usual. Your workouts, they're just not giving you that same result. You're not sleeping well. You're foggy. Your sex drive basically gone at this point. Well, here's the truth. It might not just be stress or getting older. It could be low testosterone. And if it is, there's a positive. Heartland Men's Health can help you. They have helped hundreds of men right here in the Kansas City area feel like themselves again with increased energy, better thinking, better sleep, stronger workouts, and your sex drive, it's back. Getting tested is fast and easy. Take the 2-minute low T quiz at heartlandmenshealth.com and schedule a $99 consult, which includes lab work, a full medical review, and a plan that works for you. And you start treatment that day. And if it doesn't work, then your visit is on the house. Don't wait another year. Don't wait another month. Don't wait another day. Let's get back to you feeling like you. Pick up the phone and call this number, 844-447-6600, or check out the website, heartlandmenshealth.com today. Heartland Men's Health, real results, real men, real fast.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Alex for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets will expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
From pads and rotors to shocks and struts, coming to a full stop should never mean your business does too. At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension better than anyone. So when others are grinding their gears, our premium parts and exceptional service deliver results. Whether you're operating a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has exactly what you need, when and where you need it. Get the brake and suspension parts you're looking for right now at Napa.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
This one brought to you by GAN Asphalt and Concrete. 2 wrecks, 435 eastbound before Metcalf, right lane blocked, and then 435 westbound just past State Line. It is the left lane blocked, and big backups in the area. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val, 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Rob, I don't think I've ever asked you this question before. Is your wife a Swiftie? I don't think she is a Swiftie. I feel like Swifties usually identify themselves as that pretty early on in you knowing them. And I've been around Caroline enough that I don't believe she is a Swiftie, but today's a big day, you know? Today's a big day in pop culture. I'm not a Swiftie. I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music, but I acknowledge that the biggest artist in the world is releasing an album coming up at midnight. We know it's going to do some massive numbers. Like, she announced this thing a month ago. She's been promoting it for a month. She's releasing a movie. Like, she's going to have the #1 movie and album in the country. Like, not a lot of people have done that before. So that is what she is about to do over the course of the next, week or so. So I acknowledge that this is a big pop culture event. Is your wife a Swiftie?
She is not a Swiftie. She likes Taylor Swift and enjoys her music, but I think there's like a line of delineation between enjoying Taylor Swift's music and being a Swiftie. Like, she's not going to see the movie. She's not making a plan to download the album and immediately listen. She's not someone that hangs out in chat rooms and Reddit threads to talk about Taylor Swift. She just likes the music when it's on the radio. That's kind of how it works for my wife with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no, and that makes perfect sense. I am not a Swiftie, but, salute to the Swifties. I understand that everything in pop culture is not for everybody. Hey, if you like Taylor Swift music, man, I'm happy for you today. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. I want to tell you guys this before we get out of here. The most excited I ever was for a CD was 50 Cent's second CD. I mean, that first one was just incredible. I still listen to the first album to this day. I might listen to it on the ride home. We've been talking about 50 Cent today. Man, when I knew the second one was coming out, I could not wait for that album. I missed the midnight release, That's like a special thing in pop culture, because then when you go to the midnight release, you know what? You're surrounded by so many other people that feel the exact same way about that thing that you do. You know how much you got to really want to see a movie to go see the movie at 12 o'clock at night. You know that same movie is going to be available tomorrow. It ain't like it's a one night only showing of the movie. They're going to show it tomorrow at a regular time. No, you care so much about this thing that you want to be the first one to say that you've seen it. That's dedication. I've only been to one midnight movie release. I loved the X-Men cartoon series when I was a kid. And when they announced that they were turning that into a movie, and then I saw who was all going to be in the movie. I mean, Hugh Jackman was going to play Wolverine. Halle Berry was going to be Storm. Captain Spock, he was going to be Professor X. I mean, I was excited about this. I went to the Independence Commons. I went to that AMC movie theater across the street from Independence Mall to go see that movie. And boy, I'm telling you, that movie, I love the first two X-Men movies. The third one's okay, but the first two, classics in my book. Big fan. I'm actually kind of mad they didn't have Gambit in those movies. I loved him. He was my favorite one on the cartoon. But yes, I loved a good midnight release. Rob, you're a comic book guy, so I know you got some midnight releases. What are some midnight releases that you've seen? Did you go see Avengers at midnight?
100% I saw Avengers at midnight. I saw Avengers.
How long is these movies?
I saw Infinity War at midnight, so that would have been the first of the final two, and then I saw Endgame at midnight, and then I went back the next Friday and saw Endgame again. So I've seen, 6 to 10, maybe 6 to 15, somewhere in there, movies at midnight. I used to be a big midnight movie guy. They kind of stopped doing it because
well, now I feel like they do them on the day before, right? Correct. They don't do the midnight anymore. It's now just do a regular, like the Thursday.
Hey, we're on Thursday, come see it. The midnight's kind of gone.
Yeah, because I think now the studio, they're trying to get every dollar that they can for this. So my understanding of the Swiftie movie, and tell me if I'm wrong, Rob, they're only having it in theaters this weekend. Like, you can't go see it next week. I believe it's only for these 3 days, and then that's it. It's done. Out of here.
That is my belief as well, but it wouldn't shock me if they announce a extended run.
Well, of course.
I mean, but yes, that is my understanding, is that it's a weekend of Taylor
I think it's even
Swift.
better if they just do this like the 3 and then it goes to streaming at some point. I mean, I think we know around Christmas time this will be available to be streamed. Like, come on now. Like, we all know how this thing works, right? It's a really popular movie. You missed your chance to see it. They are going to sell it to you on Christmas for $20 to rent it, and they're going to print money for it. We all know how this is going to go.
the merch will probably be available for public consumption at that point, too.
100%. Probably available right now. Go ahead and get you a little orange T-shirt.
If I was Taylor Swift, I'd have the merch only available for people who go to AMC. Really, goose the numbers a little bit.
No, for sure. No, they're going to get the little special popcorn
That's
bag
what,
for them.
there you go.
Now they're going to get their own little thing. Someone said the Madden midnight releases were awesome. Oh, my goodness. That was a time. I remember the one I used to go to for the Madden midnight releases. I used to go to the GameStop over there across the street that used to be from Bannister Mall. It seems like a part of the city you used to spend a lot of time in, Rob.
I'm going to shock you here. I did spend a lot of time at Bannister Mall. That's because in the morning and the weekends on Saturday and Sunday, my grandparents used to walk around the mall for exercise, and they would bring me and I'd walk with them.
I got you.
Your
grandparents didn't go to Oak Park? All the malls, I'm a little surprised. I would have guessed.
They lived in that area of town.
Okay, I would have guessed the Blue Ridge Mall. I didn't know. I wasn't. You caught me off guard.
They were
there.
Bannister Mall people.
Yeah, no, but that little GameStop over there, because it used to be the big Walmart. Circuit City used to be over there. There was a Burlington coat factory.
What's was it Jordan stores over there?
Just for Feet.
Yeah, that's what he had.
Just for Feet was over there. Yeah, Just for Feet. You can go in there and get you a crisp pair of Air Force Ones, run you a little 2-on-2, 3-on-3 game, and get you some free popcorn. What a time. Shout out to Just for Feet. What a time. All right, tomorrow, Rob is off. Rob's not fully devoted to this show. I will be here.
I got the Midnight Taylor Swift. I'm going to be so tired.
No, for sure. Life of a Producer. The name of your album. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Entry Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Entry Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck?